Peace to the family. It's the Hood Mystic representing www.hoodmystic.com. My ace boon coon ain't with me this morning. She's out of town. So if anybody's on the live, y'all can hear me. Give me a nice little thumbs up. Let me know that everything is copacetic and we can go continue with this build. Peace to the family. Got an interesting talk. You know, I was thinking about this, like, you know how the news they have sometimes they talk about the weather, sometimes they talk about sports, sometimes they talk about, celebrities, sometimes they talk about all types of things. And so on this channel in the morning, I hope to provide something to you guys, that's a little different from astrology. And don't worry, all of my astrology fans, tomorrow the astrology is going to be crazy. We're discussing the full moon and that's gonna be at 8 p.m., not 8 a.m. So we're gonna do more evening vibe when we talk about these major transits. So beyond that, man, I just wanna just talk to y'all guys about this energy or this actual transmission that exists. And because this is so controversial, I'm not gonna like say nothing really crazy or nothing. I'm gonna just show like plain facts and then I'm gonna ask certain questions and I'm gonna allude to certain things when it comes to this Kobe thing. You know, the memorial was the 24th. He was laid to rest and everything. And I never forced the issue with the Kobe thing, man. I never like I just kind of just let it be and I seen certain things and I had certain things in the back of my mind and it was a bunch of puzzle pieces and just recently some things came together and instead of me just being the person that's just making stuff up, I'm gonna just really say some stuff that's already on the table and then just kind of go from there and then just kind of break this thing down. There's a lot of things about the coronavirus. And then if you kind of look at the energy, how it's shifting, they're like saying how it's unaffecting melanated people. However, that's not there's a lot of things that is affecting us, such as heart disease and things of that nature. So it's we have to really understand the mind control and then the real deal because where people might think it's about basketball, human beings are very complex individuals and they be into many different things. And you might know me from Hood Mystic on the internet, but another person might know me from selling weed. And that's just reality sometimes. And when you look at people, it's best to look at them from a 3D perspective, not just a narrow perspective. Oh, he's the best basketball player of all time. That may be so, but the truth is but the truth is stranger than fiction. So peace to the family. Thanks to everybody in the chat for keeping it popping. Make sure you like, share this video. I'm gonna get right to this shit. So we gonna really look at dates. We gonna really look at verified articles and things of that nature, and we're gonna talk about this. If you want to do your own research, the link sheet, the link to the link sheet is actually in the description, so you can verify these links yourself and do additional research. And then I'll actually open up the phone to people if y'all want to talk about this after I go through this. This isn't gonna be long, gonna be real straight and to the point. So, pharmaceutical executive John Kapoor was sentenced to 66 months in prison in an opioid trial. And this is January 23rd, 2020. So, as we know, Mr. Bryant passed away January 26th. So, this is 3 days before 2020. So, we're not going to get into the whole details, but former billionaire and pharmaceutical executive John Kapoor has been sentenced to 5 years, 6 months in prison. The 76-year-old is the founder of INSYS Therapeutics. Okay, how does that connect to Kobe Bryant? So we just going to do the knowledge real quick. INSYS Therapeutics is an American specialty pharmaceutical based in Chandler, Arizona. Its main product is basically liquid fentanyl. And if you know anything about liquid fentanyl, it's killing all types of people in the country because it's very more destroy a lot of lives. And this company, will get into a lot about this company, and it's not me, whole cities, states done filed, injunctions against this company. And Acorn is owned by John Kapoor. That's another company that he owns. But Acorn acquired Therapeutics, they're all synonymous, okay? 20 days before Mr. Bryant had transitioned. So Kobe Bryant is trying to hash out a settlement in a battle with pharma company over the Black Mamba before heading to trial, according to court documents obtained by the blah blah. Okay, so basically, Kobe is in a legal battle between John Kapoor and a pharmaceutical company, and a lot of people say it's because of the Mamba logo and and the third. But the real point of the matter is that Kobe realized that his likeness was being had opioid and fentanyl and the opioid crime, the whole goddamn planet know it. I'm just going to just and this article came out by an independent journalist, and this was John passed away. John Kapoor was sentenced to 5.5 years in prison. And so this is very interesting because in Kobe's Bryant paperwork, where he was about to go to trial, he never made it to trial, however, but he was about to explain some of this information. Fiction in these particular episodes, I like to connect it to like movies that we saw, because generally when we think about creativity, we're thinking we're pulling something out of the pure ethers, but 10 times out of 10 there's a real life example of the most vilest, craziest scenarios, and one of those scenarios would be the scenario of Get Out. Okay, Kobe Bryant's business partner surgeries and things of that nature, and an entrepreneur having started numerous technology and marketing companies, was a venture capitalist and co-founder with Kobe Bryant of Bryant Stable. So this is a mutual fund that him and Kobe Bryant started with $100 million that eventually grew exponentially to something like astronomical, but we'll talk about this. It's interesting how this information isn't talked about in the news, but you can easily verify it. So another interesting thing about Jeffrey Steibel, he's the CEO of Dun and Bradstreet. And if you want to look at the history of Dun and Bradstreet, you can see that their original workers that used to work for them were 4 U.S. presidents: Abraham Lincoln, William McKinley, but then you got Ulysses S. Grant and Grover Cleveland. The interesting thing about William McKinley and Abraham Lincoln is that they were assassinated. And to tie it back into it, Jeff Steibel is the actual CEO of Dun and Bradstreet. If he isn't now, he used to be. Okay, so that's just how they get down, the mercantile industry. So when you Google when you just do a Google search of Jeff Stibel's net worth, you get a Wikipedia page, and then you tie right into Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant's $600 million fortune. Kobe Bryant's death. You know, you don't even get to see what his net worth is. Mind you, that he is like doing all of this type of stuff. He's this business owner, entrepreneurial. Okay, Jeff Stibel's net worth, Wikipedia page, and then Kobe Bryant. So very simply, we just dealing with a scenario of get out. Okay, get out. And a person might say, you know, that's a little far fetched, but let's continue to do this thing. Let's continue to understand this thing from a deeper level. So there's an actual foundation that Jeffrey Stibel is a part of. And that foundation is called Lifeboat. And before we talk about what the foundation is, let's just look at some of the advisory board members. We have Mr. Jeffrey Stibel, and guess who else we have? The recently transitioned Jeffrey Epstein. So these two energies are partners, meaning that they know each other, but we already established that Jeffrey Stibel and Kobe Bryant were close partners. So when you reference billions of dollars, you're referencing a particular level of criminality that one has to be okay with. And if you're not okay with it, or if you get caught up in some situation, then, you know, everything follows. But let's just talk about what exactly is the Lifeboat Foundation, so we can be real clear that this is actually a get out scenario. The Lifeboat Foundation is a nonprofit, non-governmental organization dedicated to encouraging scientific advancements while helping humanity survive existential risks and possibly misuse of increasing powerful technologies. So the possible misuse of increasing powerful technologies is simply your spirituality, that since you don't know how to use it, let me use it, okay? Let me take advantage of it, including genetic engineering, nanotechnology, robotics, and artificial intelligence as we move towards the singularity. So that's simply the coagula, that's simply Get Out. That's simply what they was trying to do in Get Out. The dude was merging the particular, let's say, melanated characters and merging them with the, let's say, you know, energies that wanted to be merged with it. So, you know, in the hopes of getting this information out and not being banned, I'm trying to say this in the most smoothest way possible. So when we try to understand like how much Kobe Bryant was worth, even past how many points he scored in the NBA, which has nothing to do with the whole situation, we got to hear it from the horse's mouth. And I'm gonna take a pause and let y'all listen to this.
3 years ago, basketball legend Kobe Bryant and entrepreneur Jeff Stibel join us here at Post 9 to officially announce the launch of their partnership fund. Bryant joins us this morning in a CNBC exclusive to discuss how the fund has grown. Guys, welcome back. It's great to have you.
Thank you, Carl.
Remember, you think you sat on this side last time.
Good memory.
As I recall, yeah, it was pretty memorable. What has surprised you? What's impressed you about it since that day?
Well, I mean, we continue to grow. We've continued to make smart decisions, make smart investments across the technology, media, and data space. And it's been a heck of an opportunity. We've had a great time with our entrepreneurs and building our relationships with our investors. And here we are today.
You got how many active in the portfolio right now? 18?
We've got 18 active, had about 10 exits, so it's been incredibly successful, and we've watched the fund grow from about $100 million in access to capital to now over $2 billion. So it's exciting.
So they took $100 million and then they flipped it to $2 billion. So that puts you in a whole different tax bracket. You owning companies, you having to see things and do things, and then your particular, right hand man that came out of nowhere. Because like I said, when you just do the Wikipedia of Jeff Steibel, it's real shady. All you know is that he a brain scientist and an entrepreneur. Okay. When it's like this, if I was to Google Michael Bloomberg or something to that effect, I don't know why I thought of him, but you'll see early life, college years and things of that nature. Go straight to the shits with him. Jeff Steibel is a brain scientist, okay? And so how to connect that to Get Out and all of the situation, because what we referencing is not $2 billion, it's just the start. If I made it to 2 billion, I'm on my way to 10 billion. I'm possibly on my way to 1 trillion. And this ain't no Jay-Z type of deal. This is something completely different. This is holding, buying companies and then selling these companies and then having a portfolio of all of the companies that you hold and all of the companies that have exit, and you making billions of dollars and your business is growing. Okay. That means certain doors is opening and certain things have to happen at the end of the day. So to tie it into Jordan Peele's movie Get Out, quite simply, the movie was centered on a secret society, and the Order of Coagula was the secretive cult group, prospective and wealthy Caucasian buyers, and villainish faction in the 2017 horror thriller film Get Out. Founded by Roman Armitage somewhere around the 1930s and 1940s, headed by the Armitage family themselves, members of this unusual secret society seek out, kidnap, brainwash, and finally trade places with healthy and youthful African Americans via partial transmutation, which to implant the brains out of the members, their old relatives and friends, into the bodies of far younger and fitter Black people. Okay. Implant the brains. Okay. And they talking about sports characters because the order was founded by Roman after he lost the Olympics to famous Jesse Owens. So if you looked at a composite image of Jesse Owens and Kobe Bryant, they'll look like twins. And so just to understand this a little deeper, or not, we could just move on from that. But basically, there's a lot of information that we don't know. All we know that it's a lot of money involved that the news just not talking about. They talking about a whole bunch of stuff, and then you think about his family, and you think about an excess of $2 billion that's exponentially growing, and a person that just has full reign over that now. They once business partner that helped build the company ain't there, and now they can just kind of take full advantage of the whole entire situation. So it's a clear what would say conspiracy and things of that nature. But I'm not gonna be the one that get into it. You just gonna have to connect your own dots in that. So I'm gonna take a quick break on Kobe and then come back to Kobe at the end. But to connect this situation to Kobe, we got Mr. Bashar Baraka Jackson. And so this whole situation was very touching and very sad. But then again, once I seen his name, I was like, oh shit, it's really that I know Bashar. I know Bashar. Like Bashar, I know Bashar. Bashar is an entity. Bashar been around. So it was just like, these names and these particular correspondences was like, okay, there's a message in this. There's a whole message in this. And it was like a spiritual entity letting us know the energy to kind of walk into. So, as people look at death and they get really sad about it and things of that nature, I tend to look for the messages and the hidden meanings. So Bashar Baraka is a clear meaning to the family. It's a clear indication of what we need to do. And that's simply welcome to the party, enjoy your life, enjoy your existence. So Bashar is an Arabic name for boys that means bringer of good news, bringer of good tidings, announcer of joyful news. So welcome to the party, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to have a good time. It's a clear message, man. It's a clear message. Baraka. Baraka is is simply another word for Brahma. It can be found within physical objects, The party can be found in your material possessions. It can be found in the places you go. It could be found in the people you know. More or less is another version of Namaste. Everything you see is a reflection of God. So now is the time to get out and enjoy it, or go within and enjoy it. But God is all around you. A party is all around you. Good times is all around you. So there's no time for like hanging your head down, and that was kind of the spiritual message that I got. But even to tie it in with Kobe, as we know, Kobe was born on 8/23, and as it states, Pop Smoke is a part of the. If I can find. Pop Smoke is also suspected of being a member of the 823 G Stone Crips. 823. How is that? That's a weird connection, man. When you watch all of his videos and he's like, how much money do you expect to get? And he just like 823 million. And I'ma stop. Cause you can get 823 million and be cool. You start talking in billions, and now you gotta know all of this, secret society mumbo jumbo and things of that nature. But back to Bashar. Bashar is actually a multi-dimensional entity that comes through this person named Daryl Anka. This energy, I don't know if y'all hip to him or not, but I've been hip to this Bashar thing. And Bashar is a multi-dimensional being, a friend from the future who has spoken for the past 35 years through channel. Okay? He has brought a wave of new information that clearly explains and details how the universe works. Baby, welcome to the party. I'm off the Molly, the Zen, and the lean. I'm moving retarded. Yes. That's how the universe works. They off the Molly, the Zen, and the lean. That's why they moving retarded. And how each person creates the reality they experience. How each person creates it's just really simple stuff. And it's just like, the truth is always stranger than fiction. It all makes sense when you look at it from a multi-dimensional perspective, and you can see how these entities can come in and out. And we might look at it as death and as a tragedy, and it is sad and it is a tragedy. But however, there is another side. There is a multi-dimensional side to this thing if we're able to open up our minds. So the reason why I called this energy the Kobe virus is because I wonder if, yeah, I did put it on here. So we're just going to go into why this thing is called the Kobe virus, right? So up in 2019, we didn't know the word coronavirus. We didn't know the coronavirus. We didn't even know it existed. December 31st, several cases of an unusual pneumonia in Wuhan started to happen. January 1st, some people who worked at the Huanan seafood wholesale market began to get, sick. And if you don't know about the Huanan seafood wholesale market, they had goat, chicken, dogs, pigs, fish, crab legs, um, antelope, you name it, rats, little insects, everything, you name it, humans. It was just a smorgasbord of. It was like Noah's Ark. You understand? It was like Noah's Ark. And because it was so many different animals and things of that nature, quite naturally, people begin to get really, really sick, or so they say. So we're moving on. But you got to understand it's a small thing. It's like very small. It's not an epidemic. It's not nothing really major up until January 25th. And then Hong Kong declared a virus emergency and canceled the Lunar New Year celebrations and restricted links to mainland China. My thing is because they had a whole different plan for how they was going to celebrate the Lunar New Year this year. They was going to do it a little different, right? And so beyond that, it gets crazy. It gets serious. It turns up. It is, on the news more and more and more. You turn on the news today, they're going to talk about it. However, on February 11th, the WHO, which is the Chinese version of the CDC, announced that the new coronavirus would be called COVID-19. So it was coronavirus SARS, and from a new thing from coronavirus SARS, now is COVID-19. But let's do a deep dive in this actual thing that they call coronavirus. When did it actually start and who's in control of it? So this is the National Library of Medicine. This is where they fill patents out for particular medicines. This is November 16th, 2006. Severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus. So this is the thing, right? They gotta create the drugs to treat the drugs, right? That's just the thing. Like a vaccine, the reason why people don't like vaccines is because it's the actual drug, and it's like, why are you giving me this actual drug? And so they're just trying to make you immune to it. So when you speak to like things like coronavirus, then you got to understand that it's another level to it. That level is called inventors. I don't know if y'all can see that. Let me double check because y'all need to see. Yeah, y'all need to see that. All right, inventors. And they saying, well, we're trying to prevent all of these people from having it, so we got to create a vaccine. However, the disease still exists. And the interesting thing about this actual company that invented is called the Chiron Corporation out in Emeryville, California, which at a particular time, John Kapoor, Jeffrey Steibel, and the pharmaceutical companies and things of that nature had ties to. But in the long and short of it, the company got sold. So in this is 2006. A lot of companies, especially in the pharmaceutical, to avoid litigation, they'll buy a company, get bought by another company, buy that company, but then get bought, like, to just keep the, you got to move the money around. You feel me? You got to move the money around. And it's very simple mathematics. But at a certain point, you know what it is. And I'm just not the one to say what it is, because my whole goal for this is this information to spread and not get banned. So it could be a variety of different things. It could be a variety of different other things. But at the end of the day, it's real shit going on. This is an actual filing for many cities in Ohio. So we got Toledo, Lorain, the county of Cuyahoga, Richland, from all types of different people and different plaintiffs. And this is just one track of plaintiffs. It's probably a whole nother track of plaintiffs. And these are the accusers of the national prescription opioid litigation. And so when we talk about the companies that's involved in these litigations, we're just going to look it up. So if we remember, John Kapoor, he owned INSYS Therapeutics, INSYS Manufacturing, And I'm just saying, I'm just bringing all of this up to let y'all know that it's a lot of, when you think about these pharmaceutical companies and things of that nature, like they are like it's a lot of crazy shit going on. Like You imagine all of these different pharmaceutical companies and all of these different pharmaceutical corporations and doctors and you know uh god damn technologies and supermarkets even, and it was like a whole thing where everything had opioids in it, and every time you went to the doctor they was forcing you to take opioids, and you just like, my eyes is, I'm having trouble seeing, you know what I'm saying, just take these opioids and things. What you mean? I'm at the optometrist, I'm trying to get my some contacts. You try to give me Percocets. Okay. But yeah, and it is not a laughing matter. This shit has actually destroyed millions and millions of families. And Kobe was going to say something against it, but the reality was he made too much money to do such an action. And so, real quick, if we just do a real, so we know that they called the coronavirus the COVID-19, right? So I'm on Google Translator. We gonna do this in real time for the family so we can all see this, so they don't think I'm on no magic trick. So we do COVID and we switch it to Hebrew and we get this like glyph. So I don't know what that glyph mean. So I'm gonna take it to English, put there, then I'm gonna take it back to English so I can know what that weird glyph is. Kobe. So, you know, when they changed it on February 11th to the COVID-19, they changed it essentially to Kobe 19. So when you reference the coronavirus, just know in another language, they view it as the Kobe virus. So, which that language is English. So, I didn't do no tricks. You can go on Google Translator and do it yourself. Take COVID in English, translate it to Hebrew, then take it in Hebrew, translate it back to English, and you'll get Kobe. So that's my episode of The Truth is Stranger Than Fiction. Like I said, I could have said a lot more and alluded to a lot more, but you know me, I ain't the type to want to get banned or no shit like that. And it ain't that serious for me. So, if you have any thoughts or any comments to what's been said, please give me a call. The number is 385-799-9560. I will be available to take some calls if y'all decide to do so. But let me know what y'all think. 385. It's 91 people in the chat. I know I could get a call. 385-799-9560. I'm just reading the chat. Kobe being buried in Corona Del Mar. Oh, crazy. Yeah, you could get a link. The link is in the description, and you can follow these links. Be sure to do that. People said they think I need to be careful. I'm not saying nothing about anything. You understand what I'm saying? All of this stuff is just on the internet. So, and when it comes to like, opioids and things of that nature, a lot of people have been speaking against them and things and shit. It's never a point where you could live in a world and see things or know things and then not speak about it, because that's the problem. we see things and we don't say shit, and we don't necessarily know, what's actually what time the dead is. We just kind of just living in our own world, thinking everything copacetic, when it's a lot of crazy shit going on. It's a lot of destruction taking place, and even for your family or for the people close to you, if you would, because when they talk about opioids, right? You talking about a disease, or you talking about a drug that shows up when people are sad or isolated. And when you sad and isolated, you more susceptible to the energy of opioids. So it's very important to check on the people that you love, check on the people that you care about, so they don't fall victim to these things, because your isolation and your avoidance and your inability to connect with those people that's closest to you would be the reason as to why, you know shit can continue on in such fashion, because we so isolated and unconcerned with the people that's close to us. So 513, you tapped in with the Hood Mystic. What's going on? What's happening? 513, 513, you there? 513, we'll come back to you. 346, you there? You tapped in? Is it my fault? Probably my. Whoa, whoa. Oh, that's my fault. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, callers. That's a.
Welcome. This service is provided by
There we go.
freeconferencecall.com. There are 2 participants in the conference. Please announce yourself.
All right, 346, stay on hold. I'm gonna get right to you. 513, you tapped in with the Hood Mystic. Who am I speaking with?
Yo, what's up, man?
What's good? You say what?
This is Moon from Cincinnati.
What's up, Moon?
How you doing, man? I'm good. Good.
I'm great, man.
Great conversation today, bro.
Thank you.
I've been following. Yeah, I've been following for a little bit now. Still catching up on the old videos, but today was a great. And
Thank you.
really, I don't have too much to say about the bid. And I mean, to me, I'm taking a lot of the stuff just as a grain of salt, only because, like, I know what time it is astrologically. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the plays, the individual plays, don't really, they don't grab me. But what I did want to talk to you about, and I'm going to email you about this, because I about the town in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely going to reach out to you as far as email, because I'm in Southern Ohio. And I know you're in Columbus, but I definitely want to link with you as far as, like, meeting up with and doing some mound tours. So
Yeah, that's
other than
yeah,
other than that,
yeah.
bruh, I appreciate what you're doing. I'm definitely gonna call in more and just tap in with you.
Mm-hmm.
But
Email me. Let's
just
set that up. Let's do that, because the drone is already, like, in the mail. So if you trying to do it, and I just need somebody to do it with, bro. I'm already there. So
um, I'm so, like, I do like a lot of fishing trips around different areas of Ohio already. I do fishing trips with, like, youth and stuff, but I definitely want to tap into incorporate more of the indigenous presence, like, because where we go fishing, I already know that there's mounds and there's different colony towns and stuff surrounding these lakes and these rivers running through Ohio. So
mm-hmm.
I definitely incorporate all that, so
Mm-hmm.
we'll definitely get that popping here.
Let's
We'll
get
definitely
that.
get it popping.
Let's get that popping, because I'm already there. It sounds like you already there, and it's just like, how chiefs in different villages, neighboring villages, link up to go on expeditions and things of that nature. We need to tap into that ASAP. So when you
Yes,
email
sir.
me,
Yes.
I'm emailing you back, and we continue this correspondence.
Cool, man. I ain't gonna hold up the line. You have a good day, bro.
Nah, I appreciate you, Moon. I'll be waiting for the email.
Yes. Yep. Peace.
Our peace. 346, you tapped in with the Hood Mystic.
What's What's good with it? The
Chilling, bro.
hood one?
Chilling.
Yeah, man. This Yaya from Yaya, my YouTube channel.
Okay, okay, what's
But
good?
I'm cooling, man. Just finally caught a show. I'm like a night owl, so I'll be up in the wee hours, and I'll be falling asleep like right before. It'd be crazy. But yeah, man, I just wanted to say that I appreciate you. And like I'm a person who I've always been a I'll say like a self-sufficient person. So whenever and like a real imaginative person. So whenever you're doing your readings and you're doing your videos, like it don't take much. Like you be real thorough with your channels and stuff.
Mhm.
Like you'll pull out something. I could be meditating on something, then I'll tune into you, and you talking about exactly what I be like trying to pull down myself.
Mhm. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's the goal, to resonate, because I'm coming from the abstract. So the abstract is supposed to connect, in a way where it only connects to people that it's supposed to connect to. So that's right and exact.
Right. And, yeah, I've been talking about like ancestors lately, and it's crazy because like I'm born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Okay.
I have like Haitian heritage, French Creole, and indigenous Indian heritage, and like I've been getting, like it's like they've been reaching out to me like a lot lately. And like in my hood, in my neighborhood, like in my family, I'm like a Christ figure. And like when y'all speak about the Christ, about how he wasn't just no little pussyfoot, love and light, like how he got that dark side with him too.
Right.
Like I resonate with that so much because I've been having to learn how to just by trial and error, how to balance out the two polarities and find that middle ground.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, because he
Yeah.
came with a sword. You know what I'm saying? Like he came with
Hmm.
a sword. He came to get busy, and a lot of times, like when I read that Bible verse when I was a Christian, I read that Bible verse and I really like that resonated with me deeply. And I used to be like, I would go through shit and I'd be like, all right, bring out the sword, Jesus. I'd be, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
The
this is like
wartime.
when I was in that mode, you understand? But it was just like I could still resonate to that level because even the energy that I was talking about yesterday with that Rudra energy is sometimes you gotta destroy is the most simple way that I
Hmm.
could describe it because you can't nice your way out of shit all the time.
Oh hell no, not in this day time that we living in now.
Nah.
You know, and it's crazy that you say Christian because like I'm actually a preacher's kid. My father preaches till this day,
Hmm.
and like whenever I go back to my I don't do it often, but whenever I go back to my church and everything, like they know that energy, and
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
it's like they put out the palm tree, the palm leaves and stuff for me. Like I'm a whole
Hmm.
celebrity whenever I go back.
Hmm.
And, it's just for like at this point I'll just go back for the people and like for the youth because the ones that look up to me, like rather older or younger than me, and like I just try to be like an example, you
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
because like I've had a lot of trials and tribulations. I resonate with your story a lot too because I've been in prison, not for like no jokes or nothing, but
Hmm.
just I mean like we in a prison. Like I feel
Yeah.
like I've
For
been in
sure.
prison
For
all my
sure.
life.
For sure. For sure.
Especially coming from like a place where I come from, man. Like it's like they see that raw cosmic chaotic energy in you, and like they just don't know how to peep it or how to deal with it because of it being so chaotic. But I handle myself in an orderly manner.
See, yeah, and that's the thing. Like moving on and kind of dealing with these particular vibrations existentially is one level, but the more impactful, the more resonant level I'm coming to find out is the internal vibration and the internal resonance,
Yes,
completely
sir.
embodying how your mastery of your magnetic fields and really figuring out how you feel, and like the previous caller was talking about, really going to the moon. I mean, to the mounds rather, and or the moon,
Hmm.
wherever you want to go. But
Oh yeah.
that's the thing when we reference prison and we reference these multi-dimensional prisons, they are just archetypes for us to rise above them through the metaphysics of astral travel, lucid dreaming, meditation.
Most
You
definitely.
know, these are the things that we as a society should be talking about all the time. But you know, it's the small sector because once you talk about it and you normalize it, you'll realize your kids astral traveling, your wife astral traveling, your mama astral
Most
traveling.
definitely.
You understand what I'm saying? But it's so
Yeah, homegirl
taboo.
kept me extra
Yeah,
traveling.
that's a fact. You feel me? So it's a whole different vibration, a whole different reality when you into the esoterics and metaphysics of life that allows for an expansion. But you know, these prisons and these trials and tribulations are awesome for bringing that energy out, and it's fortunate for us. But we don't necessarily see it when we going through the shit that we going through. Clank clank, you
Right.
know? That's
But
some
like the
bullshit.
most, yeah, and the most gratifying thing that I found over my journey is
Hmm.
actually watching this change manifest internally with me,
Hmm.
and watching my power unfold, and just like you say, embodying. Like when you were talking about Shango, like
Hmm.
man, I am Shango,
Yeah,
whenever
yeah,
I go step out, I
yeah.
go to the club, I'm hip twirling and shit,
Hmm. Yeah,
picking
yeah,
up
yeah.
pennies and yeah, or even whenever I have to heal that divine feminine,
Hmm.
I go talk to him, listen to him, and just be that diplomatic energy on like that level, you know.
I don't know if you ever seen Pop Smoke videos or see him perform when that music hit and them boys start to jigging and dancing. That's some Shango
Yeah.
shit for your ass, boy. Cause
Oh
they be
yeah.
in a whole nother world with that shit. Like they be doing that little snake shit. I'd be like, okay, like
Yes,
that's
sir.
that's
Yes, sir. That's
Shango. You know what I'm
that's the
saying?
energy.
That's the energy. You really tapped into
That's the
something,
Naga energy,
and
like you
you
were talking about too.
man, and you don't care. It'd be like it ain't nothing feminine about it, but it's feminine energy and it's taking control of you
Right.
and you know that you know what I'm saying? You start busting that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just more or less of embodying what we naturally know and not being really ashamed of it. But then like, you know, that's the most masculine shit in the world to incorporate your
Right.
feminine archetype into your life. You know what I'm saying? So it gets deep like that, you know. So this journey, man, is a beautiful journey, and these conversations and deals is what make it all worth
Oh
the
yeah.
while, bro. You still in Baton
It's
Rouge?
beautiful, man. Oh yes, sir. I
Okay.
just recently moved back from Houston.
Okay, so Poverty Point, since we having a conversation of mounds, you ever touch down?
No, actually, not. That's my first time hearing about it. What I normally do is I go down to the levee, by the
Okay.
water.
Okay.
Yeah, and I go out there and I walk my little laps and
Mm-hmm.
get on the little train tracks and just feel the breeze and just feel
Nice.
like hear the water,
Mm-hmm.
and try to become the water and move things in my body. Like and then another thing you spoke about, you was like if your spirit guys or your ancestors ain't ain't got you on that doctor table, healing you, you're doing something wrong,
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah. And
it's
that's a
just like
fact.
on that spiritual tip, man. Like on that spiritual tip, like I feel like I've been getting. I mean, even like in Dreamwise video with Will Kapoor, how he was like how they was cooking him in a little pot and washing his feet, like man, on that level is serious. It's
Mm-hmm.
serious, and like you got to be open to your imagination.
Oh
You really
yeah.
got to be open to the flow of the cosmos. And you can't be scared out here, man. Fear has no place.
No, so that's the thing. You gotta see, like, I've been seeing a lot of different meditations. One meditation is, like Lionel said in the other live, you look at them as little kids, you know, whatever they, you know what I'm saying, just little babies. You know what I'm saying? When they start talking, just view them as little babies. Or you can look at them as like little figurines in the palm of your hand. And you could either crush them, you could throw them, you know what I'm saying? You do whatever the hell you want to do to
Yeah.
them. But the whole imagination when people is like fear, when you fearful of them, they impression is like 100 feet tall. You know what I'm saying? This
Right.
immovable object that you can't shake or break. When you could actually look at them as little children or make them small little figurines. So there's so many things we could do with our imagination that fear shouldn't never be allowed. But it's a process though. It ain't. It's easier said than done. Unfortunately.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Like I have. I mean, like I said, I've been. I don't know what I did before I came down here. Like I must have went to the list and checked them all off. It was like,
Mhm.
yeah, bring me back like that, cause like
Mhm.
I'm like people be scared of me before I be scared of them. You know,
Mhm.
just because like I'm not a small guy. I'm like
Mhm.
like 6'6", 210. You know,
Mhm. Mhm.
and like just with my like just my culture with my upbringing, like it just be too much. And I gotta get to the position to where I have to know how to gauge my energy and tone my shit down
Mhm.
to maneuver and to like stay off the radar, stay out of people's way,
No, I
cause
think you could be more seen and project yourself more. It's just more because you connecting to the giants, man. You connecting to the mounds, man. You connecting to your ancestors. At the end of the
yes
day,
sir.
visit Poverty Point because when you walk up in the Poverty Point, they're gonna be like, "Look at this little nigga." As it's
Yeah,
giants, you know what I'm saying? It's like
yeah,
10 foot tall kings and things of that nature, and their burial ground and their ritual grounds, and your ancestors. Like when you 6'6", you represent that lineage, and a lot of times it'd be like, I'm gonna play basketball, and that's cool. But another level is you could be the God King that you reincarnated as, right? You can
yes
if you
sir.
want to. You can connect to your ancestors and put them on you, put you on a ship, and you just kind of be floated around like a magic carpet ride or some shit like that. But it's all about this geomancy at the end of the day, taking our space time location, taking our physical gifts. You being 6'6", you take that energy to the mounds, man. They gonna show you who you are. They gonna let you
Oh
know.
yes sir.
So yeah, Poverty Point. That's one of the most ancient, you know, mound sites in the country. That's one of the most powerful grids in the country. So, tap in.
Oh yeah, man. I'm definitely gonna be reaching out a little bit more, like in your email and everything. Like I've been having it's a battle out here. Like I would love to get your books and to, donate like my heart tells me to do.
Oh
But
man,
like
don't.
I got real work out here.
Oh yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I want to get you to a point where you at the God level where you don't even where money is the least of your worries. You know what I'm saying? That's available to you. It ain't about, you know, I I'll be all right. If you
Yeah,
can,
yeah.
if you can't, you can't, and it. My struggle is your struggle. You know what I'm saying? Like if
Yes,
you
sir.
struggling, then I ain't right. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is I ain't never in a position of nothing. I'm just here to uplift my fallen soldiers. You know what I'm saying? Like we in this shit together. So it's all about
Oh
getting
yeah.
you tapping into your prosperity, and Poverty Point is like a play on words because it's like it ain't got nothing to do with poverty. It got everything to do with
Right.
prosperity. It's Prosperity Point. So I want you to tap in, brother. I want you to, you know, get some gas money. You know what I'm saying? And make sure your car is in good shape so you can get out to the mountains and tap in. That's what I want for you. It ain't necessarily
Oh
about
yes, sir.
I want to just share information, man, and I want you to come back with the experience. I want you to come back with the dream. I want you to take your old lady with you if you got one, you know what I'm saying, or take your friends, your partners with you. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can all tap in and y'all can all have a
Oh yeah.
particular experience because we struggle in life as melanated people, but the energy that persists in the ley lines can't nobody take from us. The only thing it is, we stop ourselves from actually going there and tapping in. We
Right.
just don't
Right.
go. It's
Right.
like a well, right? And a well of prosperity, a well of information, a well of wisdom. And it's just like, we so inundated with our particular problems and things of that nature that we don't never think that it's particular aid in nature, you know. But I'm telling you it is, bro. I'm telling you that it is. I'm telling you that.
Oh yeah, I definitely resonate. I definitely resonate. And like I'm grateful that I was able to catch her live this morning. Cause I be like I say, I be up wee hours. But
No
I just
doubt.
had to get up earlier this day, so that's why. you know.
Hmm.
But
No
yeah,
doubt.
man, like I resonate on with you. Just the whole family, of YouTubers that like I just thank all y'all for you, D Ray, Dreamwise,
Hmm.
and even Mook, and
Hmm.
I be listening
Hmm.
to Shira,
Hmm.
and like man, it's just funny how I be running. It ain't funny, but it's just synchronicity how I be meeting people. Cause I hear like I don't have no friends. Like I'm a real loner. Like my only friends is females. Like I don't have a lot of masculine energy around me because like they whenever I really come with that masculine energy, like then they turn the dial down, and I can't be. I have to deal with people on this tip, especially like on males versus like in the streets and everything like that. Cause
A lot of it though is our ability to create our own lives, and somewhat you can create that reality for yourself, and then you don't necessarily know that there's another side to that. It's another side of seeing positive and strong males in your life that's able to help you and vibe with you, grow with you, help you, sustain you, give you support, give you feedback, you know what I'm saying? Be able to vent to, be able to talk to, be able to process shit
right,
with. Like it's a reality like that, you know what I'm saying? But as men, we have to begin to magnetize that. We got to use our magic for our friendships too. We can do all the
okay,
sex magic, we can do all the love magic, we can do all the money magic. My nigga, when was the last time you did friendship magic? And I ain't talking about you
right,
specifically, but you know how it is. Have you ever
yeah,
did a
hell yeah,
ritual to bring good friends in your life? You know what I'm saying? And you know, my thing is if you don't have attention towards it, then don't expect it. You know what I'm saying? So
right,
that's
right.
just my thing.
Oh yeah, man. You were hitting the nail on the head right there.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah,
if you're like, it's pretty much that old saying like, closed mouths don't get fed, or you have
yeah,
not because you ask not.
yeah, for sure. For sure. So if we able to take it to the level where we can magnetize positive friendships and establish builds where we could, have a point of resonance and then just kind of build on that and then let these niggas be
Hmm.
these niggas at the end of the because they ain't stopping nothing,
Yeah,
right?
right. I'ma show 'em better than I could tell 'em. You
100%.
know.
100%.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm on actually me reaching out to you. That's like me making a turn for the better,
Hmm.
like on that aspect that we was
For
talking about.
sure. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know.
that's what I'm referencing as well too. Yeah, I'm referencing that same exact thing.
Oh yeah, man. This is powerful, bro. But like I mean, I'm definitely gonna be in touch with you, because like it is a real work that's transpired and the real work that we doing, and like you say, like I should be on the forefront, like, I should be on the front line with this shit,
Hmm. You
which I
6'6",
always
you
knew it, like,
command attention. Every time you walk into the room, everybody gonna be looking at you. What are you
oh yes
magnetizing
sir,
once everybody look at you? Are you magnetizing your God King self, or are you magnetizing these niggas don't like me? You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers is
right,
lost out here. You know what I'm saying? And this,
right,
that, and the third. So it's like people look to you, they look to a king. And it's your
mhm,
job. They might look to a god, they might look to a deity, they might look to something divine. So it's your job to
right,
give off that light. But the energy for you is to tap in and find it within. And find it within so much so that you give. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what people looking to
right,
see. Is you gonna beat me up or
right.
not? Is you, you know what I'm saying? Like they trying to
Right.
see, they trying to check your
Oh, it
mood.
is, oh, it
So
is,
you know what I'm saying, flash
it's
that $1 million smile, extend that hand, let them know like it's all peace. You know what I'm saying? You could
right.
this you could distort the whole frequency of the whole vibration of the whole entire day. Like, man, I met this big
Yes,
dude, but he was, you know what I'm saying, he changed my whole vibration today. Like you know what
right,
I'm saying? Like I
right,
ain't seen a black man smile in like 10 years, like shit. I forgot what the shit even fucking looked like. Like, you know what I'm saying? Pearly
Yeah,
whites and
you
shit.
ain't never
Like,
lying. Yeah. I don't know how you know hood, but you gifted, boy. Shit there, man. And then like one last thing I'm gonna say, I went play ball yesterday with the little youngest, and
hmm
you know, I just be embodying that 823
hmm
guy, that
hmm
COVID energy, and I'm
hmm
giving buckets and giving L's and things, and they don't know who to call me. They're like,
uh-huh.
"Oh, that's COVID, that's KD, who that is?"
Right, right. Yeah, man, that's a real live frequency, man. When I be down and out, or even when I want to tap into some prosperity. See, Kobe is like basketball, but I ain't athletic. You know what I'm saying? I was
Right,
always into the business side of it. So when I tap into
right.
Kobe, I tap into the prosperity. So I be low on
Mm-hmm.
funds. I be, where my 823 guy shit
Mamba
at?
mentality.
Where my mama
Yeah,
mentality at? Let me write a
yeah.
goddamn book about some. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me do something. You
Right.
feel me? Like
Cause,
it,
Cause you
it
know
ain't
how
no
that man come.
limits.
He ain't got no understanding.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
ain't
no
no
limits.
limits.
No limits, no understanding, none of that. Cause yes sir, we just are, and we nothing. Like I say, I feel like I'm well versed in some things, but at the end of the day, I know I don't know a thing. And
Yeah,
it's just
that's all you need
refreshing
to
to
know. That's all you need to know.
right.
That's all you need to know. People want to know so bad. What happened at the mounds? What you do at the mounds? Hey,
Go
go.
see. Simply put. Poverty mounds, man. I'm definitely, as soon as I get off the
Uh-huh.
call with you, I'm gonna look that up and research
Yeah,
that and
look
see
it
what
up.
that's
See
at.
how it's in your area. I know it's in your area. I don't know how far distinctly it is, but it's definitely in the
Hmm.
Baton Rouge area. Because me and my wife, when we wanted to like see like the closest town to it, so we can get a hotel room, it was Baton Rouge. So
Okay. Huh. Y'all been yet?
no, we haven't been. We plan on going.
Maybe I could go ahead and trailblaze that, and like my guy on the call before, we could go
100,
ahead and go to them bitches
100,
together.
100%, man. That's kind of the that I feel the vibes for the day. I didn't ask for the vibes. The vibes came to me. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh
I'm
yeah,
I'm just riding it at this point. So set the trail. Visit
yeah,
the mounds when you can, and then email me. Take some pictures of it. You know what I'm saying? Let me get some.
right.
Let me see the shape of it. Let me see what's going on, man. Let me know what's happening.
I got you. I got you.
All right,
And
thank you.
another thing, like, all right, Hood. I'm gonna just hit you up.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Hoodmystic@gmail.com if you don't know the email.
I got you. Hoodmystic@gmail.com. All right.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate it, bro.
No problem. Call anytime.
Oh yeah, man. I'm gonna try to catch it every morning, but don't. I ain't making no
Yeah.
promises.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Peace out. I know how it is. I was
All
late
right.
today too.
Right.
Shit.
That's why
yeah,
I'm surprised I caught you.
yeah.
Shit.
I was late today, so it happens. Peace out, my
Right,
G.
right, right. All right. Peace, peace.
504, you tapped in with the Hood Mystic.
Whoa, what's up with you? This kid up.
What's up, K Dog?
Man, I'm closing, man. Closing. I had to call and message you today. It's my solar return, my birthday, whatever
Oh,
you want to
man.
call it. So,
Congrats, man. How you feel? How you feel?
appreciate it. I feel pretty good, man. I'm in the store getting some candles and some balloons for myself, you
Okay,
know,
okay.
to
Ritualizing it.
celebrate.
Celebrating.
Definitely, most
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah,
So,
man.
so how things been for you?
Um, I'm gonna step out the store for a little minute. For they think I'm crazy. It ain't been too bad, right? I've been maintaining most definitely. I had
hmm
a little bit of I had a little bit of a flake yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, I think it was yesterday. Yeah, it probably was. Just kind of went back to the past right quick and went to thinking and feeling too much, being too much of a human, and I kind of had to talk myself through that and raise my vibration, so that ended up working a lot better for me once I got out of that space or whatever. So other than that, it ain't been too bad. I told you tomorrow I got my little ceremony or whatever. So I'm I'm preparing myself for that. Been fasting and detoxing myself and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
you know, that's where I'm at with it right now. That's where I'm at with it. Yeah, I had to go back and listen to your videos or whatever. That definitely helped me to get to a space,
Get back
to a
centered.
much better space. So
Yeah.
yeah, the one you was talking about, love and war, and
Yeah.
it was like, I kind of was in a space where I was feeling like, dang, I really didn't pour my all into people, and I didn't give a lot of myself, like pour
Mhm.
my soul into people, especially the chicks I didn't dealt with, and I felt like, it hadn't been returned to me like I would have liked it too, but like you were saying, giving that love without expectation and
Mhm.
without the expectation of return, and then how you talked on, um just us as men loving ourselves, giving ourselves the love that
Mhm.
we need.
Mhm.
And then, we'll have the open heart and the open space and the open hands to give the love to everybody else.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
taking care of self, and then you can help everybody else.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah,
And that's
man.
really the vibes, bro. That's really, really, really the vibes. Cause that's what I was.
Straight up.
Everything you said was everything that I.
Okay.
Ain't nothing we can expect from women. Women ain't nothing you could expect from men. Gonna either decide to love a motherfucker or not. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Right.
you would have expectations, but they not gonna be met, and you gonna be salty about. It. That's how I am.
Absolutely.
You just gonna have expectations. When they not met, you gonna feel a certain type of way. So generally, those whole
Mm-hmm.
expectations was some shit that you could have took care of in your own say, in your own
Yeah.
self, in your own time. So, and if you did take care of it, would you even be dealing with that person, right? You know what I'm saying?
All right.
It get real deep. So love because you want to love, and then
All right.
especially
Makes
like
sense.
if you operating on like a Shango, you know, talking about the multiple, and I'm
Yeah.
100% with that. It's just that you can't expect same in return. Because if it was the same in return, that it'll look real, real crazy. So it's just like ex-
All right.
be grateful for the love you get when you get it, and then continue to love unconditionally, exponentially. Don't even get caught up in it. The lover.
Right. Right.
And that's
Yeah.
hard.
Absolutely, man.
I ain't saying
It
that's
is.
easy, but it just works for me. It simplifies my
Yeah.
life because my
Yeah.
responsibility is simply to love.
Right. Yeah, I could tell, man. I could tell you definitely. You got into a place. It was interesting to hear you say earlier. You came from a Christian background. I
Mhm.
did too. I wrote a book. I was into the Christianity, but
Mhm.
I also had that other mysterious knowledge in me. Like
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know, something don't
Yeah.
seem right. I don't really know about that.
Right. Right. Right.
So
You always feel it.
it was like, yeah, that's cool though. Man. Okay, so with the whole, that was really interesting. Hold up, wait, let's go back to the COVID virus. That's crazy. All that information was just like, damn,
Mhm.
And then once you hear it and you see it, it's like that makes sense.
Mhm.
That makes perfect sense. Man.
Mhm.
Can't do nothing but shake your head. But with the pop smoke too, with with him being with the name and then the energy you say the welcome to the party. I hadn't peeped him. My little brother had put me on him, and I
Mhm.
was like, hey, do it actually nice. He got the
Mhm.
50 Cent voice going,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
the vibe was there.
Mhm.
Um, but the 823 energy and the welcome to the party, you basically just saying like it's time to live our life and
Oh
materialize,
yeah.
not even materialize, but on all levels,
Mhm.
exude what's in us and enjoy this shit, right?
For sure. And that's the ultimate goal to have a level of enjoyment, a level of success, a level of, because what has happened to us is that we've completely removed that element of our lot for a certain age group. So the bro is 20, but he don't sound 20. He sound 35 cuz that's
Hmm.
his demographic, right? He's like,
Yeah.
I can vibe with these young dudes, but my voice can transcend. Like, so a lot of these young dudes, you hear them, it don't resonate the same way as his music resonate because of his voice and the deep resonance of it. But it's it's not to say to do the things that he's doing in the song, but it's more or less of an overall theme of, meet the woo. And so when you
Yeah,
reference the coronavirus, before it was the coronavirus, it was called the Wu flu. So the Wu flu just referencing Wuhan where it was originated. So all of this energy is in
mhm,
perfect alignment with just, maybe Kobe Bryant and Pop Smoke don't know each other for shit, but in the spiritual realm, they like freaking frack. You know what I'm saying? They like really vibrate on the same frequency. It's like it's a cautionary tale of build your own success, build your own wealth, and don't partner with people who don't have your best interest in heart, because you never know what could happen when things get really successful. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
then in the more spiritual level is if you want to tap into the frequency, this is the how you do it. If you want to be
right,
prosperous, this is how you do it. You know what I'm saying? And learn from my mistakes. Learn from my mistakes.
yeah,
See what I did wrong, and then just take my formula and just stay to yourself. Don't fuck with my. You know what I'm saying? Don't.
yeah,
If you don't know them and you can't trust them, don't get $100 million with them, because then shit get really, really crazy, really,
straight,
really sticky. So
straight,
do your due diligence with individuals, because the whole situation seems like when you reference Kobe or you reference Pop Smoke, you reference something that's a, but it's this ambition,
yeah,
desire, to be something working. It's an interesting parallel, and it's an interesting conversation when you kind of abstract and pull it back a little bit, look at it real close, and you look at it from distance, that 823 and that whole frequency, and then relating it to Kobe Bryant's birthday. That's just more of a coincidence than I can hardly, like I can't process certain I have to see I see
yeah,
the connection. Can't That's interesting coincidence. That's just me though.
yeah, yeah. I
Like
feel you on that one,
numerology and
definitely.
gematria and all of that shit, you don't just throw that shit out the window. Like,
Nah, yeah. Yeah, I was thinking that too. I'm like, okay, so you know, I mean, we black men, and I don't know too much, but I know about Cali, but I don't know about Cali. But
mm-hmm,
being from New Orleans, I already know it goes down. Like dude was saying from BR earlier, like it really
mm-hmm,
be going down, and
mm-hmm,
you'll be sitting in your house, and then somebody come in the back door or something like that.
mm-hmm,
So I was thinking, I was like, paralleling the two. I'm like you said, paying attention to what they did and not making the same moves, because most definitely, you is levels to stunting and certain levels to not stunting and
mm-hmm.
showing
Oh
people what you
yeah,
have to make yourself a target. And
yeah.
then, like you even said, just vibrating on a frequency and a mental capacity thought process of us being black men, us being in certain neighborhoods or from certain neighborhoods or looking certain ways, talking certain ways. We be attracting certain things to ourselves that we could have attracted the complete opposite. I'm ducking being in the streets and having issues with people
Mm-hmm,
in different situations like that. I know I was sitting with my partners the other day, and we had blew a little guard or something like that,
mm-hmm,
and I was on my level and my head just went to thinking. Is like I just kept, I didn't keep thinking, but it's like the thought of either me dying or somebody shooting me kind of came to me,
mm-hmm,
and it was like I felt the bullet,
mm-hmm,
and then my mind or whatever is in me was like, fuck that.
mm-hmm,
Don't sit around with that thought and dwell
mm-hmm,
on it. It didn't
mm-hmm,
want to leave me.
mm-hmm.
So I was like you talked about in the video earlier. I pulled out them I the monsters
Swords.
in me. I call them that
Mm-hmm,
for lack of better term.
mm-hmm,
And it came from the inside. Like I felt the feeling. I was like, fuck that. I'm not about to sit in this feeling and then manifest this for myself. So
mm-hmm,
it started to grow from the inside until it was like I guess you could say like a dragon almost radiating from the inside of me to the outside and encompassing any of that negative energy or the negative thoughts that was coming to me, and it ate it. It
mm-hmm,
ate them
mm-hmm,
thoughts, it ate them feelings, and it,
mm-hmm,
it left me,
mm-hmm,
and I was good, and I
mm-hmm,
was like, that's what we gotta vibrate. We gotta know. within us is it's a lot more uh magic and protective energy than we might want to accept, believe, or feel. And I've always been kind of drawn to that monstrous side of things. Like
Oh
people be
yeah.
like, when I told you I was on that frequency where I was like, can't nobody fuck with me, can't nobody touch me, I'm good, I'm protected. And if they have the thoughts or the feelings too, I got riders on the spiritual realms. I got riders. I be seeing people on top of my house
Mhm.
walking through the
Mhm.
back and all of that stuff. So
Mhm. Mhm.
it's
Oh
like,
yeah, this is it's Oya, what she calls is the egoons, and it's just that dark energy that we must we gotta point it outwards as a people. We can't continue to point it inwards because we destroying ourselves. So when we referencing things
hmm
like the opioid epidemic, or we referencing diseases, and we referencing heart disease, we referencing depression, it's because we don't know that we got egoons. We don't know that we got monsters and demons within us, and we wanting to be these actual Christian entities. Don't speak well to that type of thing. But shit, if I got motherfucking Doberman pictures and shit and Rottweilers, I ain't gonna tell them to sick me. I'm gonna, you gonna have to train your dogs. Your dogs can't attack you. And if you allow your dogs to attack you, you know what I'm saying? Whose fault is that? You know what I'm saying? So it gets to a point of understanding these particular dark entities that people don't like to talk about. They don't like to realize that they have them, so they attack. It attacks your ass. So my hope and my goal is
right,
that you don't be living in a depressive, sad state. You know, but
right,
certain people would rather everybody around them to be happy and them to be miserable. So, I just can't live like that. You know what I'm saying? But certain people can. They sacrifice their own personal feelings for other people's feelings. But man, that's hell to me, but to each his own type of deal.
right, right. Yeah, most definitely
But you
gotta
right in
gotta get it
alignment
in,
though,
man.
you gotta pick them dogs. On
Yeah,
shit like that, you might be having a real live visualization of some shit you don't want to accomplish, and you can't even shake it off. All right, sick the dogs on it. Going. You know what I'm saying? Now
mm-hmm.
the vibration's high again. Get your ass back
Right,
in the cage, Fido. You know what I'm saying? Get your ass down. Sit. You know what I'm saying? Sit.
straight up. Yeah, man. That's
That's how that shit be though.
straight up, straight up. Yeah, man. That's all I got for the
All
day,
right,
man.
man,
I'm
K dog.
I've been I've been peeping I've been going back on your videos too, the what is it, the Dark Night of the Soul?
Mhm.
Yeah, I've been peeping that one too, and even the shadow work video. I had seen them a minute ago, but life had
Mhm.
hit me, so
Mhm.
I ain't get to get into them. But I've been going back into that one most definitely, and just digesting it and sitting in it, and coming to different understandings. And you really realize, when you with it, you realize like a lot of the stuff you know, and you know it, but sometimes we don't want to accept that we know it, accept um what it may be seen as by others,
Mhm.
you know. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and that's what we was talking about in the previous conversation. Though you gonna have to magnetize your own reality. Can't give it up so easy
absolutely.
to the existential. It's easy to do that,
Yeah,
bro. You know what I'm saying? At a certain point, you gotta be like, I magnetize my reality completely. Everything that happens in my life, ability, even to how my
right.
girls treat me. You know what I'm saying? If my girl's treating me like
Yeah.
shit, I'm doing something wrong. And if you have that mentality,
hmm
everything tends to, adjust.
Right, right. All right, big dog. Well, hold it down, man.
You
It's
too,
great
man.
talking to you,
You
and
too, man.
I'm gonna be
It,
back online. I'm gonna
sure.
see if I'm gonna be walking on clouds like Martin after this ceremony.
Yeah, let me know, man. Yeah, I want to know, man. I'll wait until you hit
Yeah,
the ceremony and then shoot the family. Let us know all the weird shit that popped off.
I got you. I got you. I most definitely will.
All right.
All right, dog. With love, man. Take
Love,
care.
man. Peace out.
All right, peace.
Peace. 352. You tapped in with the head mystic.
Hey, Mystic. This is Karma. Karma is the BIH_TV.
What's going on?
I live like 5 miles away from Disney World, right?
Uh-huh.
I moved here from Michigan like 3 years ago.
Mhm.
But I've been like, to me, spiritually awakened since like November
Mhm.
2018. It's not spiritually awakened like I'm just woke. It's
Mhm.
just I've been going through things as if I was walking in steps like
Mhm.
Jesus, like I'm a prophet.
Mhm.
Um, the energy you was talking about, I just thank you for connecting the dots for me.
Mhm.
I'm not saying you putting it out here like that and
Mhm.
everything. How when you talk about the COVID thing, you just put it, you connect the dots for me.
Mhm.
And I just thank you for that because a lot of people, they don't want to see it that way. But it's not like you're putting just false information or
Right.
you're conspiracizing. You're
Right.
just showing the facts and like, look, guys, look, like
Mhm.
you're doing the work that I don't want to do.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So if I
Mhm.
could sit up here and watch your video one morning and like you always be on point, I promise you. Like you, oh, I listen to you at least 4, 5, like as much as I can.
Thank you.
Every time I see your name, I click it, and I always forget I'm up in the morning getting the kids ready for school
Yeah.
or whatever. But then
Mhm.
I'm just like, and then I tune in. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm live, and I'll be geeked up when I talk to you or whatever. Like
Thank
I'm
you.
listening to you right now, but I'm talking to you on the phone. And but I rewinded like I'm farther back, so I had to turn it off
Yeah,
because I didn't
yeah,
even listen to that before I got.
yeah.
But today I'm 30 years old. My birthday was January 13th.
Okay.
I got 4 kids. My oldest son, he turned 14 today or whatever. So I like that energy when I
Mhm.
only do say it was his birthday and stuff. So happy
Mhm.
birthday to
Mhm.
him.
Yeah, for sure. This is
Um,
a powerful time.
yeah, and it's I feel it on another level. Like I'm living in 5D,
For sure.
and people don't really understand that. But like for me, I don't go to sleep and dream because I see that I'm dreaming in real life. Like
100%.
I see that everything that I'm making is in real life. Like
Mhm.
I write, I'm a rapper. My rap name is Karma the Goddess. I know I'm one
Mhm.
of the greatest rappers alive, and it's because my words that I speak. It's some words like at first I didn't get it, but like since I woke and like the vibration on Earth changed, it is connecting my words with my reality.
Mhm.
And I've
Mhm.
already written things and it's happening now. And then like it's stuff that I've like I don't know, I can't even explain it, but it's so many things, like not just my music, like every part of me, from my kids to my job to my relationship. Like, oh my gosh, like people just have no idea or
Mhm.
whatever. But this weekend, talking about energies and spirits and stuff,
Mhm.
my best friend and my cousin came down from Michigan. I haven't seen him since I left
Mhm.
almost 4 years ago,
Mhm.
and we had went out and basically the energy I was just reading the whole I just read it like it was just I don't know I had like feel like 3 different epiphanies because
Mhm.
if I know this year is my year of HD clarity, and by that I know I'm going to be able to see, and that's not just for me, that's for everybody. But I had been
Mhm.
saying that the whole 2019, and like I'm understanding it because I'm looking at everything like so differently, like from a different perspective, and this stuff is kind of like not driving me crazy, but it's really making me like understand just way more like just so many different things. I can't
Mhm.
even. I knew when I was gonna call you, I was gonna just start going all over the place.
No, you good. And it's more you good. It's you said you 5 miles away from Disney World, so you like 5 miles away from a war zone. Like your whole land is like straight up energy that just feels so like they still like PTSD, culture shock. Like I
Mhm.
can't believe that they just took our shit like this type of. I
Yeah.
can't believe they just came here and just did all of this crazy shit. So you gonna have to process a lot of that. So what I would say, like when you start your mornings, to just do some clearing work, clear
That's
the
what I'm doing right now. I'm cleaning my room
clear
while I'm talking to you.
clear the ancestors, clear the ancestral energy. You know, when you have angry thoughts, love those thoughts. Let like nurture any type of anger that you experience, because always
Yeah.
reference your anger as something that's probably not even.
Yep.
It's probably an ancestor that's just magnetizing towards you, because when you reference, like, there's a lot of healing that's taking place in Florida, but you talk about Disney World. There's a lot of healing that
I'm
still
like
needs to take
yeah, and
place.
I see it, and I can feel it. Like I see stuff like I don't know, it's just different for me, and I'm just like I'm picking up on it, and it's just like a lot of my friends, they like how I am, like with the numbers and everything. Like I follow numbers and everything. Like I know I'm aligned to my highest purpose. I
Mm,
know, like I know, but I don't know. And that's what I'm learning right now because I'm
right.
always saying I know, but I also like I know I don't know because every time when I think I know, I look at it from a different way and it's just like,
It's something
dang, like.
different. So you gotta know that you don't know. That's the overall theme to a lot of this. Like the more that you don't know, the better your life
Mhm.
outcome will be. And that speaks to clarity. It's hard to be clear if stagnant energy, not really looking. If you say like I, me,
Mhm.
and think about you personally a lot, there's a lot of entities that would beg to differ. I is us, motherfucker.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. That's why
It's
you
we.
sound like my boyfriend. And he had cancer and everything. So it's just so funny because you sound like when every time I listen to you, that's what like you remind me of like how he is, and I'm just like you gotta listen to him like that. You like every morning you need to listen to him because you'll be tuned in. Like he be on the same level as you. Like it's really crazy. And that's
Mm,
exactly what he say. Oh,
mm,
freaking day. Like that don't make no sense.
mm,
But
yeah,
like the whole energy around here by Disney, it be live sometimes, like for real. But I be seeing stuff on like whole different dimensions and stuff, and like I know the main thing for me is me learning how to ground in my self discipline right now. Because if I learn this, I'm gonna be way better because I'm getting everything else mainly under control. But like when it comes to my self discipline and my organization, woo, I
yeah,
need work. So it's funny how you said clear the room. Yep, I'm cleaning the room right now. Don't even trip.
yeah. It's all about you might see something in your life that you have a problem with, and you will ignore it, but that's the issue. You know what I'm saying? You just
Mhm.
don't ignore vibrations that you have issues with. And the more that you possibly clear and be clairvoyant, claircognizant, which is a state
Mhm.
of not knowing but a state of receiving, you can always assure that the
Mhm.
channels is real and right and exact, and the intuition is right into exact. The problem, not even a problem, but the issue with a lot of us is this concept of I this, I this,
Mm.
I that.
Yep.
When it's a
I'm
whole
gonna just say it's not
collection,
I, it's us. It's
it's
not I no
us.
more. It's not
It's
you no more.
yeah, it's not you. It's all about family. It's all about connectedness. It's
Mhm.
all about
Yes.
being a channel for a particular energy. And there's really nothing wrong with that because it's all types of success, bliss, and good vibes and good feelings because of it. Be open, be open.
Mhm.
Don't close yourself off to the energy because it's a lot of energy under your feet right now. Powerful.
Yeah. I feel that. And then I also let him know when I do say I mean all. So
Mm-hmm.
like when I say I mean all because I understand that concept as in
Mm-hmm.
all of us.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I have to do better for the all to work. If I can't seem like I can control what I see or do, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
if I don't have a handle in it, I have to go back to me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I have to go back to me. If I start seeing it's us and I pick up on your wrong energy, then what?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean I know it's a us in that sense, but
Mm-hmm.
still I'll be going back to that I because if I know where I gotta be calm and everything, like if I'm in the right state of mind, I say I, so the rest of everything around me can
Mm-hmm.
also go into that state.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing that I also been learning, making sure I tune in, because when I do say I don't want to be selfish.
Right.
So.
But then another level is like really trusting in the benevolence of your feminine energy or the
Mm.
amazingness of your feminine energies. A lot of it is what you should do or what you shouldn't do. When the reality is, you
Mhm.
could do whatever
Yep.
you want to do. You could express yourself however you want to express. So it's more or less a trusting in the soul's energy and giving yourself a lot more credit. And I know a lot of people like could get themselves a lot more credit in the thing, you know. Hello. 337. You tapped in with the mystic.
Yo, what up, Hood?
Chilling.
What's up? Peace, peace, man.
Peace, man. Who
Peace
is
to the
this?
collective. This is Chadwick.
Okay, Chadwick. Where are you in Florida
Yeah.
too?
No, I'm 337. That's Louisiana.
Louisiana. Okay, okay. I knew somewhere down south.
Yeah, that's what I said too. I say shouts out to everybody from the boot. We was deep in here. I heard the guy earlier from Baton
Right.
Rouge. I heard the
Baton
guy from
Rouge. New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? Where you from in Louisiana?
I'm from Opelousas. It's like closer
Okay.
to a hub city called Lafayette.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So but yeah, bro, man, I just was calling this morning, dog, just expressing my gratitude, bro. Thank you for the man, like when you talk about when you referenced it earlier with the grabbing the sword and
Mhm.
about the Christ energy
Mhm.
and about him being about business.
Mhm.
So I think you just I look at the energy readings in the morning. That's my armory. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
Shouts out, you know what I'm saying, to you for being a blacksmith of the coldest Atlantean steel. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
No doubt. No doubt.
Like, bro, and it's just I was just feeling it strong this morning, bro.
Mhm.
And it's like whenever you talk about those mounds, bro,
Mhm.
I don't know what it is, Hood,
Mhm.
but my nigga, look,
Mhm.
it's something from within me, like at the back of me, dog, like
Mhm.
between my back and my neck, bro.
Mhm.
It stands up like chills, like the back of a cat, the hair on the back of a cat.
Mhm.
When that motherfucker stand up, every time you mention the mounds and the ancestry, bro, that's what I experience and I be feeling. And to me, bro, I don't put nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't put it together, but no kind of way. But it's just, I think there's just ancestral energy pulling me too, because there's like some hills and some mounds out here in Louisiana, like around damn, I can't remember where it's at,
Mhm.
but it's old ancestral hills and stuff,
Right.
and it's like from where I stay, it's like about a 40-minute drive.
Mhm.
And ever since you've been talking about the mounds and stuff, that's what I've been thinking too. I was like, man, you know what?
Mhm.
Maybe what I'm feeling is something that's pulling me over there.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yeah, cause it's never like the whole thing is like you don't have no reason to go to a mound, and when you go there, it ain't nothing but a damn hill. So a person just if you don't got no imagination, then you gonna be looking at the whole situation like, all right, why am I here? If you don't got no spiritual resonance or no ability to meditate, then you don't got no like the whole shit is just pointless. So you gotta really tap into a part within you first of all, which is the imagination. And the second part is that you gotta actually go. And you don't have no reason to go there. So you know, we go to the store to get some food. You know what I'm saying? We go all these different places, but you know what I'm saying? It's just got to be a point in time where you just go
Yeah.
for no
And
damn
it's
reason.
just like the imagination. It's like that shit. I don't know. It's just like I feel a deep compelling, bro. It's like, man, you know what? Maybe you need to just experience that one time, just to kind of resonate with what you were saying about the Serpent Mounds and stuff in
Mhm.
Ohio and
Mhm.
and whatnot, and all over other places. But real quick before I go,
Mhm.
because of course I'm at work. This funny ass dream that I had last night.
Mhm.
I kind of remember it, but the most vivid part that stands out to me. Okay, there's this chick, this female. I don't know. She the way how she looks, and I didn't quite clearly get the face. I can only like remember the stature and shit.
Mhm.
Like this chick is like she's she's opposing in size, like a big 6 foot something chick, kind of
Mhm.
like a Baby D from Friday archetype.
Mhm.
Yeah, like the Baby D from Friday archetype. So
Mhm.
it's like, and as I'm walking with her, and she's like, "What's been up?" You know, and she's asking me, "What's the deal?" And I'm like, "Nothing. What's been up with you?" But it's like I could feel that me and her have some kind of conflict between each other.
Mhm.
But at the same time, it's like, so, well, why don't you just hit me up? So it's like, she's like, you got my number, huh? And I was like, no. She's like, well, give me your number. So I'm giving her my phone number, and like, you know, and she was like, okay, well, we're gonna link up. Like to me, I'm thinking that's got to be something as far as like spirit or something within me that I need to kind of deal with, because
Mhm.
it's like I don't know what that energy in my dream is manifesting, but it's like a conflict. You know what I'm saying? Like a
Mhm.
conflict energy
Mhm.
being seeing her first, but it's like after we exchanged numbers or whatever, and we was just because we was like outside, like in the backyard and shit on the back porch, you know, like
Mhm.
just chilling or whatever.
Mhm.
And like I said, once we exchange numbers and shit, I could kind of feel the conflict energy going down. But it's like, man, who in the hell is this? You know, and I'm trying to figure it out. Like, man, who in the hell is this? So I was like wondering, like, do you think maybe that could be something as far as us, you know, an entity or something, just, you know, speaking to me in that regard, or what? Because it's like she's
It
like, you
could
know,
be. It could be that. Okay, so it could be like a girl in your past that you really shaded. Like it could be like even from like cuz the subconscious mind remember all, and it could be somebody that's like really really insignificant right to you, but she
right,
just loved your ass or something. And you know because whatever power or resonance that she holds and have an attachment to you, she's showing up in your dreams and stuff because her love for you. So it might not even have nothing to do. It could be something with a deity, but it sounds more or less like somebody is just in love with you and trying to like channel themselves through your dreams. But you like completely
yeah,
unaware, like you ain't even got the slightest idea that this person is in love with you. That's kind of what I picked
right,
up when you was saying it. But you know, sometimes I don't see nothing like a deity, and it could be if I think about it more. But I was like really trying to use my third eye on that particular. As you were speaking, I was just imagining, and that's just really what came to me. So.
yeah. I mean, I just thought it was strange because
Mhm.
usually I have a hard time recalling my dreams,
Mhm.
and it's like that particular part of my dream last night stood out as vivid. She's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying like bigger than me because I'm only like 5'8", and this chick had to be 6 feet at least. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Had some size on her, like I said, baby
Mhm.
D-ish. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? From Friday.
Mhm.
So it's like, you know, and it's like
It
all she
sounds
was
like
just
a
basically
girl
saying,
who's so afraid to talk to you, but she really want to. So keep your eye out for any type of girl. Like, just keep your eye out. That's what I would say. Like, keep your
right,
eyes open because it might be somebody you know, and she might not even be tall. She just might appear tall in the spirit realm. But you got a crush, you got to admire her, or somebody that has like some tension with you, and that tension could be sexual tension. That could be the conflict.
right. Yeah, because it was just like casual, you know what I'm saying? She
Mhm.
was like, damn, what's up? Oh, you'll holler at me.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, you still got my number? I was like, no. And she was like, okay, well, give me your number. So I
Mhm.
can remember myself in my dream telling her, you know, my telephone, my cell
Mhm.
phone number. So it was just wild, bro.
Mhm.
And like since you're in the week when you had well, you was referencing the Venus energy.
Mhm.
I think that was day before yesterday, I think, and you was
Oh,
talking about just
okay. Okay. Yeah. Damn. See how quickly we forget shit. Yeah. It could definitely. Damn. Now. Okay. Because I'm not gonna call spirit when it's spirit, but if I see spirit, I'ma call it. So yeah, it could be like, damn, nigga. Why you ain't never coming to the mountains? Why you ain't never coming to nature, nigga? Take my number.
yeah, because
You said it
like
was
and
outside. Yeah, and
yeah,
you
so
yeah. Oh, that's crazy. Did she what kind of hair she have? Baby D? Yeah, man, that's
uh
funny. That's funny as hell.
yeah,
That's the whole video from
like
yesterday.
yeah, she had the baby D-ish type hair, like you know what I'm saying. It was just
It was
natural,
in
like she
braids.
probably yeah, she had it braided. Yeah, but I could not get the face. So help me, bro. I could not get the face, dog.
Because the face is covered up. You ain't gonna never see the face. Like look at that statue. If like even if you like she blind or her face is covered and her hair is braided and she like heavy set and she tall too. So yeah, that's
Yep.
funny as hell. I wasn't even thinking on that level, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you, but now that you helping me, like hell yeah. That's powerful, bro. I would write that
Cause
dream
you
down.
because you was referring, you know what I'm saying, like I said the day before yesterday, on the like the Venus energy and shit, and you were
And how
saying
it
that this
come
is
to
the
you in
perfect.
your dreams.
Yup, and you were saying too, this is the perfect time to share and build on, you know what I'm saying, what's holding you in a certain place spiritually or something that you just can't figure out. Yo, bro, I'm serious, and it's like I was listening to it at work that day. And it's like, damn, man, I
I really feel like I need to call now, but listening to other people that was tapping in and just, getting on this, having the same resonance with the frequency they was on, I was just, you know what I'm saying, just listening and taking it in. But
Hmm.
today, bro, I couldn't hold it, bro. Something had to just, and like I said, the dream probably sparked it. And like
Yeah,
I said, when
man.
you speaking about miles and shit, bro,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
telling you, I don't know what the hell it is. I feel
Cause
that motherfucker in my
the
neck,
mounds is a vagina. The mounds is a womb. At the most
right?
basic core of it all. So that's always the empress. That's always the divine feminine. And I ain't even necessarily even want to talk about mounds today, but it's like every single caller is talking about mounds. Y'all niggas can be talking about the new In and Out burger. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
but y'all chose to not talk about the new Popeyes chicken sandwich. We just been building on the
Right.
mound. So, that's what I call resonance and frequency and thought forms and things of that nature and ancestral channels and shit like that. So, it's just like it
When you
ain't me. It don't got shit to do with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause
exactly,
I wasn't even the one that even brought up Mounds. I was never even going to talk about like Miles was the furthest thing from my mind, but everybody kept talking about the shit. So it's just like, okay. Like, and the person that set it off, the nigga name was Moon. So, like, it's just like,
moon
it's,
energy, and we finna
yeah.
be going into a full moon or some shit.
Yeah, man.
Like what the fuck,
It's crazy.
bro? That's why I said it has to. Once you put it all together, and as far as with you know what I'm saying, you thinking spirit versus logical. Like I
Hmm.
put it all together, and I'm like, this can't be nothing but what that is. Like, bro,
Right.
it's like I'm serious. It's like something that's on the back of my neck
Hmm.
every time from this bill this morning when you were speaking as far as the ancestral energy and the mound, bro. Something was pulling like at the back of my neck, dog. Chills back up on my shit, dude. Like I ain't bullshitting you, good. And
Hmm.
it's like, you know what? I need to share with him this dream
Yeah.
about what was going on there, and
Yeah.
plus just let him know the resonance that I feel whenever you know what I'm saying. Somebody's speaking on something. It's like
And you had to
I
be
know that.
patient with me too, cause I didn't even get it when you
Oh,
said the shit. Like, you said it, and that I swear when like it went over my head, like you know what I'm saying. And I was really concentrating on every, I was really on every word you said, and that shit just went over my head. But see, the divine feminine is like that. Nature is like that. You can't see it. You can't see it. You can't. You can
you can
only
only feel it.
imagine it and feel it and know it. You understand what I'm saying? And throughout this whole build, throughout this whole entire week, is like a whole resonance that I'm not even the one that's like I'm not take claim of responsibility for this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just speaking on experience, and everybody else is like, I had this dream about this. I had the same dream. 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 I had the. I'm just like, okay, like, okay.
And what's funny to me is the minute from the build and whatever I'm resonating with what you're sharing,
Mhm,
from the moment that I'm resonating with what you start sharing, hood,
mhm,
the imagination goes into play first. It
mhm,
starts with the thought about what you're sharing and what I start resonating with. Then the
mhm,
feeling comes. Then the feeling up the back of my neck and my
mhm.
spine comes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, that ain't nothing but that, bro.
Take it to the mounds, bro. Take it to the mounds.
Word. Something, bro. Something is definitely up. But
Cause I
man, I
can't
just
tell
wanted to
you what
share.
to do when you get there either. Like people like, all right,
Right,
what do you do at the mounds? Hell if I know. And I'm not even going to tell you what
right,
I do when I get to the man. I can't even tell y'all what I do when I go to the mounds. Like I can't even. It's like man, you just gonna have to get into your magic bag, your imagination bag, your ancestral bag, your ley line bag, your energetic geomancy bag, and be creative and make some shit up because
right,
we don't got no leaders in this shit. We don't got no
right,
elders in this shit to help
right.
us get to a point
Right.
where we know what the fuck to do. So we have to become the elders and invent some shit, create some shit. What the hell did you do when you went to the mounds? You understand what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's going to be level. It's going to help you in your physical world. It's also going to help you in your dream world. But you're going to have to go there and enact something. You're going to have to go there with some offerings. You're going to have to go there with some spiritual cognition of some sort. Because if you just there looking at a damn hill, I can't help you. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't help
Right.
you.
Yeah. Definitely, God. I just wanted to build on that, bro. And I'm finna get up out the door, baby. I gotta get back to work.
Okay,
And look,
cool, cool,
bro,
cool.
like I said, peace and light to the whole collective, dog. Appreciate you for sharing on this, and you know what I'm saying. Keep providing us with the spiritual tools and sharing the light, bro.
All right, man. Thank you for that. Thank you for this call. Thank you.
All right, man. Have a good day.
You too, man. Peace. 314, you tapped in with the Hood Mystic. Who might I be with?
Hello. This is Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, how you doing?
Doing well.
Um, I don't even remember why I originally called. I've been like
You've been
waiting for
on
a
hold
minute.
for a little minute. I apologize. Brothers get
But I
long
think
winded.
that I I I didn't get to watch the one today,
Mm-hmm.
but I think I kind of like got like a little bit of a gist of what everybody was saying and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I know like I can't remember. Was it the girl? I don't know.
Take your time.
She she said something. Well, maybe let me go back to the dude that just talked to,
Mm-hmm.
because I remember that, because I had something to say about what each person said
Sure.
previous to me.
Sure.
But like the guy that just talked, he talked about the dream he had and everything, and something about the girl or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And there probably is, like he said, like he eventually got to, Mother Nature is calling him and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me think about, because, so like right now I'm pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm in
Congratulations.
labor.
Oh wow.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm in labor right now. It's like early stages though, so it's like nothing's really
Mm-hmm.
happening
Okay.
too serious. But so I was so him talking about the Mother Nature thing and everything. It always makes me think about, like, before I got pregnant, I had did something. I don't know how racy you get on the show, like, or how deep.
Deeper is possible and as racy as possible because we come for the shits on this
Okay,
channel.
all right. This You gave me the go, and I'm going.
We don't know you, Michelle, so stay in there. We don't even. It's however many Michelles in the world.
I'm unique because my name's spelled
Oh,
differently, but
okay,
I'm just
cool,
saying.
cool, cool.
But
My fault.
anyways, I went. There's this park that I like.
Mm-hmm.
It was a park I used to go to by my old apartment, and it was like, it's called Turtle Park. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Turtle Park, which is actually significant too. So, anyways,
Yeah, for sure.
I used to go there and meditate and just sit outside, and like that's where I kind of figured out that like trees have ancestry lines. Like it's weird, like they have ancestry lines, and like they're low key related in some way if they're in the same like vicinity.
Mm-hmm.
But that's neither here nor there.
Some
So
form of
the thing
communication.
it's like I gotta remember what I was like thinking when I was there, but anyway, so I picked the tree because I kept hearing about people hugging trees, and I was just like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? Let me just pick a tree.
Mm-hmm.
I just picked one that I would sit at all the time, and then like for some reason I was compelled to, like, I don't know if any other women are listening, but I was compelled to take my second day menses and put it in the ground near the tree, and
We've done that.
um, yeah, so to give back to Mother Earth,
Mhm.
and like it was very healing. Like it was very, very healing, especially if you have any like endometriosis or any feminine issues. You definitely do that. But so anyways, that's the significance of that is like I put it in the ground and like I went back to the tree in the winter time
Mhm.
and the tree was still still had leaves on it where
Mhm.
every other tree didn't have leaves and it was like thriving. I don't know
Mhm.
how else to describe it.
Mhm.
But then like it got me to thinking about like I'm so I'm pregnant, I'm keeping my placenta and everything
Mhm.
and like been doing like a lot of research about the placenta and how you can take the placenta and plant it and it
Mhm.
becomes a tree. And um
Yeah. That's
I
that's
don't know where I was
that's
going with
funny.
that. But
It's
I
I
think
think I know where you was going, and because like not I don't know where you was going, but is I just want to say that it's very interesting because your whole little train of thought is exactly what me and my wife are going through, like down to a T. It was like earlier when I was talking to the previous guest, I was like, y'all don't even want to know what we do at the. So like since you're being full disclosure, I'll be full disclosure. I'll be racy. Me and my wife, we went to a mound and we made love in nature,
right.
and it was a it was an actual time where I'm pretty sure like she got pregnant with the baby that she's having was at a mound in nature, but part of the ritual was to take our fluids and put them by the tree. And so we planted them there, but lo and behold, a few weeks later, I'm pregnant too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, and now we're in a position and we're having a baby and that deal. And so I just want to let you know, like I'm on the same track with you so far. I don't know where we both
Yeah.
headed, but like we're like neck and neck, right? Same track.
Because I've been doing so much research about like the placenta and like I found out also like one side is for the mother and the other side is for the child. Um, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah, yeah.
when it comes out, you can see a distinction between each side.
Mhm.
And I was gonna do a home birth and everything. Things just didn't work out. I just been going going with the flow with this pregnancy, which has
Mhm.
been very hard, but like
Mhm. Yeah.
whatever. So anyways, I'm gonna just do encapsulation.
Mhm.
That way we both get it. I figured that'll be better. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, it's a lot of
But
different things you can bury it, but then you want to have you because the thing of it with our this is our second child. My advice to my wife and what I'm gonna try to help her do is once we get the placenta to dry it out and then encapsulate it or give it to somebody who can make the pills for us because that
yeah.
postpartum depression is no
Yeah,
ho.
that's the reason I'm doing it.
Yeah. And
That's the
the
reason I'm doing it because
midwife
depression
said
runs.
that, and people who not even into this type of stuff, they was like, "Yeah, I do it," and because I don't want to feel the feels. That's definitely
Hmm.
that's my suggestion.
Yeah, because I and then they say it helps with the production of your milk and like you feel like better. Like that's all women have said, like that have done it. Because I would, the only reason why I'm not doing the planting it, you know,
Mhm.
taking the placenta and planting it in the ground is because I know that um we're gonna be at the hospital. We'll be at a birthing center, but still we'll be at the hospital, and their policy is for us to leave after like 4 hours after birth and then come back to the hospital, which is not smart. Like it's a piece of meat still. So
Mhm.
it's like, and then all this viruses and stuff going on. No. So,
But
anyways,
yeah, but like the Tia said in the chat, like allow your feelings to change, allow yourself to do more research. it's gonna be a decision that you get to make and make it with like it's gonna be a happy decision. So maybe you can just research a little more. Because when are you due? If you mind me asking.
March 10th.
Oh yeah, you buy it's.
Yeah. I mean, like,
uh,
I already made my decision to
okay,
do the
okay, cool,
encapsulation. Like,
cool.
I already made my decision. Like, I'm okay with that, for my baby, because I know, you know, depression is like rampant in my family, and
Okay.
I didn't want to. I don't want to have those feels, and like
Oh yeah,
both my mom and my sister, they
yeah,
experienced post postpartum.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and
really
I
common.
think it went clinical for my mom,
Hmm.
which is like, don't want that, because I grew up with her, and it's no. No.
Because a lot of it is like you give a lot to your baby and you never return that energy back. So when you encapsulate, or allowing yourself, that's the best thing, But everybody gonna make their own decisions. Get your energy back. You want to stay at some form of a level because you created a whole baby, all
Right.
of the organs, all of the fingernails, the eyes, baby brain, heart, stomach, intestine, all of that came from inside of you. You worked double, triple time to create this, and that's a lot
Yeah,
of energy that's leaving you, encapsulate into
some of it back.
some of it back. But it was a lot. You gave a lot away.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the other part of it is like, the postpartum, like what you do after, the diet that you eat, and, how you, because, like this whole time, I think it's been preparing me for like each stage, like the whole pregnancy has been preparing me for like each stage, because, they say after the baby gets here, that's the fourth trimester. So like this
Hmm.
last part up until the due date has been preparing me for like the fourth trimester, which is why I've been attracted to certain things and certain information and stuff. And like I don't know if there's a lot of, I've been seeing like a snippet, just little pieces and like little things. Like some people will say certain things, but no one has really gone too in depth about the spiritual part of pregnancy, because like it's certain things that were happening that I didn't like. I couldn't like go on Google, or like couldn't like
Hmm.
find, like I
Hmm.
probably could if I looked a little bit harder, but like,
Nah, I
or
think
find
you
a
right.
person.
I think you right though. Probably couldn't find because as I'm certain things that's happening with life, it's a very spiritual side. I think I kind of talked about it in the video like Scorpio, about like birth, sex, and death, and how the
Mhm.
ancients viewed it. How like they used it as a system to judge when like spirits
Mhm.
was gonna come back, so they would conceive on a particular day to have the baby on
Days, yeah.
the day. You know what I mean?
I've heard that before, and I've seen like what the connection is, because like even my friend, we were just talking about it yesterday, and she was talking about how it's been a lot of deaths in my family, like so many deaths, like it's crazy. And then she was like, oh, and then my brother, he's having his eighth child, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, well, there has to be a balance,
Mm-hmm.
like if people are leaving, it has to be some people to replace that, you know. That's why I was thinking about how they call I don't remember who said this, but they were saying like how black people like roaches. We always procreate. We always got babies and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's funny, but I
Mm-hmm.
know it's kind of mean, but
It's a
like
joke.
uh, but it's we always got babies, and I was like, you know what? It's a thing today. We have to, we got to keep the spiritual balance. Like we like the trees. Keep, we got to be around in order to keep the balance going and everything. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, My wife just told me the other day, like, I'm thinking about like 12 kids. And so, like, that's what she just out the blue. I'm just sitting there watching TV. She's sitting on the couch and she's like, maybe we're going to have about like 12 kids. All right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay. Like,
Yeah.
all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the situation that we in. Like, I want to have a lot of kids. And to me, that's just me. You know, a lot of people be like, I want to be single and have no kids and things of that nature. But it's just the more spiritual I become, the more I understand like the whole birth process. It's just one of the most beautiful processes. Like, little baby John, I just want other little versions of him. You know what I'm saying? Like when they get older, somebody else can babysit, whatever. But babies to me, they just be having all the wisdom, all the knowledge. It's me taking care of them mostly. But you know,
Right.
with my
I
with
always say that. I tell my granddad all the time, like, even my nephew, like, he's 3 years old now, but I've been around him since he was a newborn. So, um, like, I was telling him, I was like, he's like an ancestor that came back. Like, he's older than me and you right now. Like, he's just come, well, he'll tell me too, like, he just came from that side. So he knows more than we do.
right,
Like,
right,
like
right.
their language and the things that they develop here is
Mm,
not like older than us, more mature than us, but that's because they came from that side, so the communication and the way they express themselves and creativity and how they do things is completely different over there than it is over here. That's why when spirit communicates to us, we got to look at numbers and like it comes through other people, or it's the color that we're wearing, or the way the sun is shining, or the way the planets are moved and everything.
mm,
So I just think is this Mama Mystic is your wife, right?
correct.
Okay. And she was saying about the how in pregnancy you go through a death and a rebirth, and
Yeah.
I figured that out. It definitely, like, I went through, like, I guess you could call it a death, but it was like during that January, um, all those moons. I don't remember. Was it
Hmm.
the Scorpio? I don't remember. But my brain.
Yeah, yeah,
Anyways,
yeah. I
but
know
like,
how. Yeah, she calls it mom brain.
yeah, I don't
It,
remember, but I
it's
did like,
very like I'm so used to this whole conversation that you don't got really nothing to worry about because it's just do your thing. It's all good.
so like, anyways, I figured it out because it was like everything was going not wrong. It was just like my life was not in a state of where it used to be. And like, so I could see it physically, but then it was like internally, it was like I was breaking down walls of like things that I used to think or I used to be. And I didn't even mean for this conversation to get to this point because I
Hmm.
had some things to say about the other
Sure,
people, what they were saying, and like
sure.
but I guess this is what it needed to be.
Yeah, I mean,
But
you is going through what you're going through now, so it's just one of the most beautiful things. So that's probably going to take over sometimes. Remarkable experience for what you're going through. So you know all of the positive vibrations, things of that nature. Be referencing the Mother Goddess, and you know new life that's coming into the world, and all of this energy that I speak to. Say for instance, in general, I talk to like daily astrology. So I always think like baby might be born on this day, and a person can have a real clear indication of the energy that was present, at least the
right.
astrological formations that was present on when they baby was born. So this is kind of what I do it for. Your level is like
I
the
definitely want
thing.
to I definitely want to like reach out because I know you say it all the time, like email me about your, because I definitely bought both books, or is it 3 books? I think
Yeah,
it's
three.
2 books, right?
Yeah, I got.
The three. I bought them all.
Okay.
Just know I bought them all. So anyway, I do want to go ahead and I want to reach out about because I'm still having issues like understand it. Like I'll understand a little bit at a time. Like I just figured out something about the North Node and the South Node
Hmm.
and how those placements influence like the energy you expressing in this life or something like that. I don't know. It's,
Oh yeah, it can get it. It's so like your north node is your more or less your head, and your south node is your body. But then your body is more connected to past life, and your head is more
right.
connected to your future life. So it's just kind of understanding your
Okay, so
nodes
they
is
clarified it for me. Like, okay, that makes sense. Wow, I just seen something about somebody had posted a diagram about the head and like if you get the head, like you can have. Well, I've heard this before. Like nirvana, heaven is the mind and body is earth, and if you get your head and if you get your body under, if you get earth under control, then you can experience heaven. Oh, excuse me, sorry,
good.
heaven on earth,
Yeah,
and the heart is in between, so that's where you are. That's where you should be, the knower and everything. Anyways, but let
beautiful.
me go back to what your wife was saying. Your wife was saying about the death. Like I really felt like I died, and it's like um I was having all these crazy spiritual experiences, like way more than when I'm not pregnant. Like I'm pretty sure I can tap into it. I don't think I had the confidence to do it, like not being pregnant. You know what I mean? Like I think that's what the biggest thing is like when you become pregnant, it's like you get this confidence or this like this urge, this like this I don't know, this energy to
Cause it's like
go and go forward.
your child has a soul essentially, and you have a
Yeah,
soul, and you recreated among many other things, recreated a soul. But then, say for instance, you're having a girl, then you recreated like another, so it's like
another
three souls within you because your child is going to bear children too. So whether you have a girl or a boy, is multiple beyond multiple souls and energies that rest beyond you. And within a person's biology, there's gonna be negative cells, and then there's gonna be positive cells, and all of these things are happening, and you're just like this trying to think about having a safe and healthy pregnancy. You probably don't
yeah.
factor in all of the multiple energies that's going on within you. But however, if you are and you correct it, then it becomes something much more blissful. But I understand pregnancy is painful or difficult, and shit is
Well,
easier
see,
said than done.
I've learned that like certain I've learned that like it doesn't have to be painful. Like it's
Yeah.
all about the way because I've been studying like the divine feminine for a very very long time, trying to figure it out,
Hmm.
and like what does it mean within me and like my womb and everything feminine. I've been studying it because that's just what I'm attracted to, and like I just know that like I'm sorry. I'm just having one of those moments.
I'm with you. Divine feminine, you've been studying it for a while.
Yeah. So like I don't even remember. Okay. Anyways, but I guess so. What I what I was gonna say was one
Painful
of the
pregnancy.
experiences. Yeah, that's where I was. Okay. I'm sorry. Like, what
You
is
good.
going
You
on?
good. You good. You good. You good. I'm with
it's
you.
not. It's not. It's not meant to be painful because
Right.
it's a process, of course, and like, yeah, you're gonna go through your stuff, like where you, like I was just crying yesterday, just crying for no reason. I don't know, it wasn't no reason. Like I was just crying and crying and crying, and it was because like I had like labored. Um, it was starting up, and it was kind of like becoming real. Like, oh, my baby is coming, and like I was just like thinking like, oh, I'm still not prepared. Like I don't have the room set up and everything. And I was just like, you know what? I started to remember um, during the process of me getting to this point, and I started to remember how I had to keep myself centered the whole time. Like I had to keep coming back to this centered point and staying present and, going with the flow because he's a Pisces, he's a water sign. So I was like, and he was definitely like influencing my energy a lot. So I've been like my Western sign is Cancer, so like but I'm a Gemini in the sidereal. So, but my Venus is in Cancer, so I think that kind of influences that. I don't know, it's weird. So I've been in this like water situation, water air situation, and I realized that it doesn't have to be painful. Like I don't have to suffer. It's like you can put yourself in the mode of like staying present, or I'm in the moment, or like really see like, oh, even though the room is not set up, it's gonna be set up. Like it's not like it has to be set up right now. Like maybe something else has to happen in order for it to get to that point. Or I know this is a simple thing, it's like so physical and mundane, but like you get what I mean. Like
Yeah, because as a father, I just want that to be the case. But as a father, I'll just be like there. If it's not the case, to just you know be some form of support. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just whatever happens, it's going to, and you want it to be like, oh, it's a pain-free pregnancy. But as a man, I can't say shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not the one that's
yeah,
really experiencing it. It's just like I just want to help or aid or be of support in any possible whole process, painful or pain free. You know what I'm saying?
right.
It's a beautiful process, but it's also scary and anxious as well. So just for me, but I'm not the one going through it too. So it's just like I just kind of sometimes it's one of them processes like when my wife is having a baby, I don't really say shit. Like like I talk a lot, but when we had this baby, I'm gonna be cute.
I mean, it's kind of like how my dude has been. He's been like really attached to me. It's like crazy. He's so attached, and it's like maybe because we having a son, but like I don't know. He's super attached, but I like it. I don't know,
Yeah.
but he.
He's thinking about you.
But
He's thinking about how much that you have to go through, and like if it was like the rent or something, he like, no, baby, I got it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, let me help you. Let me take care of you. Let me provide. But as a man,
right,
we can't do that. And that's the
right,
most craziest situation to be in. Because the last
yeah.
thing we want our woman to experience is pain. Like that's the last thing that I want her to experience. Like I don't want her to experience pain at all. So it's just kind of like one of them things. Like what do we got
I
to
think
do to reduce it and heal? So conversations is powerful.
yeah. So like that's another. There's two more things. Spiritual part because I was noticing like ancestral energy was like really really big for me. I don't know. I had to like I wasn't necessarily doing a lot of things. Like I actually did more ancestral work before I got pregnant. Um Actually no, at the beginning I think at the beginning I was doing it like every day and I was having these crazy dreams. Oh, the dreams are just like I don't even I wouldn't even be able to explain it to people. It's like it was, they've just been so crazy all over the place. But like, I'm just now starting to realize that some of the energy, I think you just told somebody this, but like some of the energy, I just realized this yesterday was not really mine. Like it was ancestral, like
Mhm.
mothers before
Mhm.
me, and like
Mhm.
masculine energy before me. Like
Mhm.
I found out my like this, I've been having to deal with my chakras like crazy, like
Yeah.
that stagnant energy stuff they talk about with pregnant women.
Mhm.
Yes, it's crazy and it's like annoying, and I couldn't deal with it, so I was doing like a lot of Kundalini work,
Mhm.
like so much.
Mhm.
Um, not to hurt my baby. Like I try to make sure it was like if it was anything, it was meditation
Mhm.
more than doing anything else. But and I always did prayers and things for protection and everything.
For sure.
But as far as like I've been figuring out like some of the energies that's been like blocking my chakras in certain parts and like keeping the energy stagnant. I'm just like, this is not even mine. Like I didn't have
Right.
some of these experiences.
Right.
Like I found out like the masculine energy, especially on my spouse's side and then on my side, it's like really, really trapped. Like it was really trapped in like low and dead, like deep energy, like just like his side, it's a lot of murders that happen, and they
Mhm.
were murdered because of envy, like
Yeah.
jealousy, and it's
Yeah.
weird. Like
Mhm.
that energy is horrible to
Yeah.
be
I
murdered because of who you are.
I was
Like,
talking about that in the All's Fair Love and War video.
did I miss it?
Is
Um,
it was a live a couple of days talking about how hard it is to be a successful um black man in the hood because you be
oh yeah,
target. It becomes a point of if you decide to become successful, you gotta have a network behind
really,
looking down real. Yeah.
really. Like I think that's what like it's crazy thinking about my gosh, his life and everything. It's I think that's what he had to like why he had to go through so much in order to like make sure he had when he gets to the level of success or whatever he's strong enough because right now he's breaking a curse because every generation before him the father was killed,
Mhm.
murdered, and like they all had sons, and it's crazy. So
But you able to
anyway,
kind of help and bridge that gap because generally when we reference the divine feminine and all of this energy, we reference that you presently power and the ability that you have to kind of support or help to him in that spiritual process, healing that generational curse and making sure the spiritual protection is there. Or so I think a lot of the Ruja energy and a lot of the like malevolent or quote unquote evil energy can direct that shit generational curses and things of that nature because we tend to
mhm,
want to love things way and be sweet about it,
yeah,
but sometimes you grow vicious. So I think using that energy are to make generational curses or generational negativity that people need to service and deal with. um I think this is perfect. And even your even you having a son,
yeah, I'm having a son.
and he could represent that warrior energy for his life, what he
Oh
came
yeah, he's strong. His name been changed like 50 times, but
down.
it stayed Mecca. Like Mecca is just stayed, and then like the middle names have changed like many times, and like his last like he has two middle names, but like one of them is Mayer, which means enlightened. And once my guy, he's the one who told me the name, and I was just like, once I heard it, I was just like, oh, so he's telling me basically like, Mama, I hear you, or I understand now, or whatever, because it's like he knows that now it's like when he come into this world, he got a serious. It's not serious, but it's like I I don't know, but he's he's a special little boy basically,
Yeah, yeah,
which
for
everybody
sure.
says their kids are special, but
Yeah.
you know he's special to our line and everything. So I've been working real hard on like freeing up some of that energy because I've been making sure and I'm gonna go into the other spiritual thing I was talking about. I've been making sure like I've healed some of like the mother issues on my side too, like and his side, like it's just been like a lot of the energy just been like crunched up and like in a ball in the basement. That's all I can think about. Just bunched up in a ball in the basement, and like I've been trying to like get this energy to get going again, and like I don't know. I've been having so many. I had so many visions of my ancestors. They the one who told me that I was having a boy. Like I went, because everybody kept telling me at the beginning, like, and for a minute, you know, because it takes a minute before you figure out like what's the sex of the baby, and like I went to this like, was it a dream? It was a dream. One of them was a vision, but one was a dream. It was like really deep. I was in this like you know how they talk about like Brazil or Africa, and they'll talk about the villages that are off out in the woods and stuff.
Hmm.
And I went to one. I was just there, and they had this like community area, and like you could tell they'll like cook for everybody at this like hot like fire pit area.
Uh-huh.
And so I was standing there, and they like this. Somebody came up to me and was like, the matriarch woman, I forget what they called her. I don't remember. They're like, she want to see you. Like, go to the kitchen. And like, they took me to this like hut. Everything had no doors on it. And like, they took me to this area, and it's like this big wooden table, and like it was like another area where she had like the fire and everything going, and like a pot and stuff. But I was in the kitchen, and she told me sit down at this table, and like she was cooking and chopping stuff. She asked me like 2 or 3 questions. She asked me a question like, "Are you ready?" or something like that, and then she asked me another question that probably gonna come back to me. But the last question, like she saw me, I was like nervous or anxious or something. She was just like, "You gonna have a boy. Don't stop, 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 stop fretting about that. You having a boy. Like just move on. This is fine. Like I don't even know why you worried."
Uh-huh.
And like she handed me like at the end of the conversation, she handed me this blanket, and it was like a blue blanket wrapped up like a baby, but it was like this spirit just you could see like this white light just in
Hmm.
there. It wasn't
Hmm.
like a baby, it was just like a spirit.
Hmm.
And I was just like holding this spirit, and she was like, she said something else, I don't remember, but I ended up coming back to myself, and I'm just like, all right, I'm having a boy. And then it's crazy, my granddad right after that said, "Oh, I had this dream about you having a boy." And like I'm like, okay, I'm having a boy. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, I'm gonna have a girl,"
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
definitely gonna be a boy. But
Remember that train track I told you me and you was on?
yeah,
We still on that same track, same type. We having a boy too. We want a girl or thought we was having a girl, but
it's a boy. We need boys.
mhm.
I don't know. It's just that time. Like these are different type of boys. They
Mhm.
different.
100%.
But the last thing. Okay, so and I saw somebody said about womb semen. I
Mhm.
have a whole regimen for postpartum. I'm
Mhm.
avoiding. I'm avoiding all of that. All the little that energy will not go low no more. So in my family, I'm avoiding it. I will be doing womb steaming. I did it. I used to do. I would. I did it before. I wasn't when I wasn't pregnant. Um, I'm definitely doing womb steaming. I definitely still got like spiritual things that I'm doing. Um, and then my labor, I'm making sure it's like a ritual, and I want to control the energy because I made my baby shower a ritual, and I controlled the energy in the way that I wanted it to go. Um, if that makes sense. But
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
anyway, but so anyways, the next spiritual thing was like I don't know if I unlocked the power or if I already had this power. I'm pretty sure I already had this power because my dreams have always been like super vivid, and like I'm a traveler, I guess
Mhm.
you can call it,
Mhm.
in the dream world.
Mhm.
Like I'm able to go anywhere,
Mhm.
like anywhere. So like people talk about their dreams sometimes, and like I'll be like, I've been there before.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like I think Brother Penny talked about like he went to the Lucian Fields. I've been there before and like had the same experience that he had, but mine was like slightly different because the dog was talking to me
Wow.
and like so. But anyways, one of the other spiritual things that happened was like my little brother is like I'm the type of person like my siblings. Okay, so I'm the type of person that like I just want to help people, like the people that just like everybody turn their back on and everything.
Mhm.
Like I want to help those people. Like I always befriended the person in class that was like, oh, they gross, and everybody talk about them and everything. I was always their friend. Like I don't know, there's something in me. I
You was
can't
my
be
friend.
you. Like I couldn't be mean to people like for no reason. Like that's just horrible. So like my little brother basically like everybody just was so frustrated because he was just not he had so much going for himself, and people get to a point and like life can be so hard, especially for a black man. I understood it, like it can be so hard. And um I think a lot of it was like psychological and like emotional issues that he needed to heal really. And I was trying to be there for him the way that nobody really could really you know were at the stage of doing anymore. They were kind of giving up. They was just like, I can't do it no more. He won't listen. He won't do anything. He just but anyway, so the dream was basically he ended up getting locked up, and I had the dream before he got locked up actually. So the dream was like I went to this world and we was on a bus, and um he was sitting on the bus like crouched up. Remember how I said about the energy like crouched up in the basement?
Mhm.
So he was sitting on the bus like crouched up, and he was like black, like dark energy, just black. But it was funny as heck outside, and like it was all these white people on this bus, and they were like singing like show tunes and carols and stuff. Like they were singing. They didn't notice us, so I'm sitting next to him. I get on the bus, and like I sit next to him like, Joe, he wasn't listening to me. He wasn't paying attention to me because he's still stuck in whatever the illusion was. And I'm like, Joe. And then like I finally gave him this doll that I have. I was like, look at this doll. Remember I was telling you about this doll? And he grabbed it. So he finally came to. And I'm like, okay. I was like, are you ready to get off this bus? And he like, yeah. And like, um, I ended up, so basically we get up and we about to walk off the bus. The white people stopped singing, got super quiet, and like they turned around and looked at us and was like, where y'all going? And we like, we finna get off. And like, they're like, no, you're not going anywhere. I'm like, so excuse my language, but basically I was like, yes, the fuck we are. We getting off this motherfucking bus right now. And it was just like, oh, oh. And I was like, right, you don't know who we are.
Mhm.
So they was like, okay, where do you want to go? The driver said that, and I was like, pull over right here, and then let us off. So we pulled over, got off, and everything. And we ended up at this like spa. The best way I can explain it, but it was like a spa rehab.
Mhm.
You know how rich people be having them. Oh, I'm going for a spa, and they be going to rehab, and it'd be like basically like them, them really expensive rehabs or whatever. So
Yeah.
we ended up there, and it was like really funny. We walked in, and the people greeted us and everything. But basically, I couldn't stay, but because I don't, I think the, I think I was too low or something. I don't know what it was, but I couldn't stay. I wasn't supposed to be there, basically. And so, but I decided to stay because I wanted to make sure he was okay. Like the people came and greeted us and was like, "Oh yeah, Joe, you're gonna get this," and they do the cup therapy thing.
Mhm.
He's gonna be able to talk out his problems and all. It was so much great stuff, and I was just
Mhm.
like, "Ooh, this." I was like, "Joe, this you can't go with us on the tour." So I
Mhm.
was like, "It's
Oh wow.
fine, go ahead, let him." So he had to go on the tour by himself and everything, and they, checked him in and everything because I wasn't able to go. And like, I decided to like fake like I was working there and like put on a shirt and like act like I was working, but they found me out after like 2 days because I wanted to watch him to make sure he was okay and everything. And they found me out in like 2 days. One of the girls like called me out and was like trying to fight me, and I was just like, so I had to leave. And it's crazy. He called me like 2 or 3 days later and was like, he was locked up. And he told me when he got out, he was only there for like a week. And when he told me the story when he got out that he was like, my experience while I was locked up, it wasn't bad. Like it was like it felt like it was like a reforming situation or like getting me back together. You know, he was saying like they kept him and like another group of boys together. So
Mhm.
like all the people that was around him, they was the same age. So it wasn't like he was with murderers and criminals and stuff. It was just, people with traffic tickets and stuff. They ain't really on no crazy stuff. And he was like people kept sending him, like his friends and stuff kept sending him money like for his book, and he kept telling them like, I'm not gonna be here that long. Like they was sending him $50 and
Mhm.
20, 30. Like
Mhm.
they don't even have no money to be trying
Mhm.
to send nobody, and they was sending him money. And like he was saying, he said it was one particular man came up to him and told it was all a group of the boys. They like 21, 20, 22 years old, little young boys,
Mhm.
um, well, young men. Let me say that. And he came up to all of them, and he was like, I think he was going for like 30 years or something. He had a long, long time,
Mhm.
but he had already been there, been in jail before and everything. And he felt the need to stand up and tell them like, y'all lazy, y'all, you boys today, like y'all lazy, y'all wanna be under your mamas and your sisters and your aunts and stuff, and don't wanna work. Y'all gotta work. You need to survive. You need to help. Like y'all lazy and y'all spoiled and y'all think everything is supposed to go your way. And he was like, it really hit home for him. I don't know, but the way he explained it, and it lined up with the dream I had. And like I don't know, I'm feeling like all this energy. Like I think I need to get this out, but
Yeah.
basically,
It's very
yeah, it's like
interesting because, like, with Kobe Bryant, he went to Colorado. He went to a spa retreat, and the girl that accused him of rape, where he eventually got like arrested in trouble, actually gave him
yeah,
like a tour of the spa. Very interesting. Listening as you saying your story, I'm like, damn, that's the same thing that happened to Kobe too. Very interesting in more different ways. Like, so it's always a
right, right. And it's crazy. I really do got. I'm gonna go back and listen. Of course, I always try to catch it, but like I was looking at something with Palmagera this morning. I don't know, it caught my eye. But yeah. So definitely, that was the other spiritual part. But I was trying to look at what your wife was saying in the chat. I keep missing it.
and
Um, but yeah,
definitely, definitely next year, Michelle. Be sure to email me. Um, yeah, after we get off this call, give us I'll actually get postpartum and definitely want.
Yeah. Okay. I definitely will. I definitely will. Thank you. I don't know why I needed to call in.
No, it's
Originally, I was
perfect.
calling in.
It's perfect because it's like it's that level, the dream world where it make perfect sense to me, and you probably don't. And it probably like a lot of it, our dream situations aren't always about us. It's always level of like that's happening. So everything's right now,
Yes.
and he is just leave it at.
Yeah. That's pretty much what it is. I don't, the only thing I have like I've been obsessing about is like trying to figure out because I've heard multiple people say like, oh, I figured out who I am, and the energy that I exude and everything. And I'm
Mhm.
like,
It's more than
I've
one.
gotten.
It's more than one. Whole bunch. It's not one thing.
Are you talking about you?
No, all of it.
Oh
You-
yeah, yeah. Because I've gotten close to like oh this deity or this person or this energy like it kind of aligns with me. It's only been two where it's like no one actually where it's been like oh my gosh like where has this information been? This is me or I don't know, and like but I know it's like other parts of me. I'm just like I guess I'm trying to just unfold it, and it's kind of it gets frustrating because you just want to know like what is my name, my spiritual name, like dang, what is my soul name?
Mhm.
uh, but because I actually tried to do, I think you had a meditation about finding your soul name, and I tried to do that, and that really it worked sort of, but I didn't go far enough. That's that's what I can say. I didn't go far enough because it was too. It was still in like the 1600s or something, or
Mhm.
it was still not far enough. So I'm like, I know it's further, and I had like another channels with someone else, and they were telling me that well, we did a regression, and it was like I kind of figured out I was Loki's mother.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's like, but I had like this vision of something. I was crying and everything, so I know it's significant in some way, whether it's like an energy thing or it really happened or whatnot. But I don't know. I think I'm still trying to get it.
Yeah, and
But then I looked
that's
up
the
like
part
Loki.
though. It's good to not know sometimes. I think human beings
Yeah,
we have like this deep craving to actually know or conceptual stuff, but I think part of it is just not getting to that point and then making little small efforts to know whether it's like you said, guided meditation, past life regression, and getting these little fragments, know that they resonate with physical reaction. But it's never going to be a
yeah,
part where it's like, okay, I got this. Now I know everything. I'm good to go. It might be
right,
it might be infinitesimal of the amount of energies and entities that resonate that mass that large. And just every
right.
day presents challenges. Don't know, for you just to happen, but that's really what makes life worth living. Challenges, actual
Right.
opportunities to learn.
It's like Mamba mentality. It's not about the destination. It's about the process. So
Indeed.
whatever he said.
Say
Right.
that, cool. That sound about right.
I would when he first died. Like I went on this like deep research about like his interviews and stuff, and 'cause I always not necessarily. I wasn't. I liked basketball, but I didn't like a particular player or anything at all. But
Mm.
I don't know. Of course, like Kobe is. Everybody knows the name. Like, oh, Kobe is the best, and
Right.
D Wade is this, and
Mhm.
um, LeBron and Shaq and all these different players and everything. Everybody knows the big names and everything. But I just went on this like deep research about his Mamba mentality, and like I was just like, I didn't know this is like how I used to think as a kid. Like, it's crazy. Or this
Mhm.
is how I used to move as a kid. And
Mhm.
it was, bringing up that energy of me being a kid again, and like connecting back to that how I used to be. And I was just like, this is crazy. But I think he talked about that. He was trying to heal people's inner childs and stuff.
Yep.
Uh, but
Interesting.
yeah, let me get off the phone. I know I done took up a whole bunch of time.
Oh,
I
you good?
probably done made it longer than what it was supposed to
Oh,
be.
you good?
Like,
Good. And that's
and I'm
the
gonna
how to
go ahead
go.
and email you.
Yeah, be sure to do that. Be sure to do more or less just having a conversation. And here it is. I think it's a powerful time, and I know how and positive partner process grandest way possible. And definitely get
Okay. Oh, this is the last thing I want to, just in case anybody that's listening, they are pregnant or
there.
anything. But I found, because we are going to the hospital, but I found this lady on Instagram. Her Instagram name is Sacred Birth Doula, but she has this like packet right over your birth, and like she lays it out like every little thing possible that they could possibly try to ask you,
Mhm.
um, to force you into, like, the vaccinations, hepatitis B, the um eye drops in the eye, the keeping temperature thing. I don't even understand where that came from, but
Mhm.
um all the different things. She lays it out, and she puts the laws in it that, from your state specifically,
Mhm.
that says you're a sovereign person, and also, basically puts you in that position of where you, understand who you are, and they should understand who you are.
Mhm.
Um, so you don't have to go through these different issues that these women are going through. Like, the mortality of Black women having babies is crazy to me. I don't understand that. Or uh, so basically, she has this document, and you pay for it, and she'll send it right to you, and you go get it notarized, and when they ask you for a birth plan, you put that in there, and you give it all to them, so they know exactly, like, oh, you're not going for the shit, like,
Mhm.
just in case anybody end up having to go to the hospital, like, because I mean,
Right.
uh,
It's a lot of
yes,
tricks and things of that nature. Thank you for sacred birth do.
yes.
That is
Yeah, and she has like a lot of good information. Like, I think she's actually vegan. She might be vegan. I think. I don't know. I follow so many like mommy mommy stuff, so I don't know. I'm not sure, but she gives like a lot of good information about, like, things that people don't know about. Like, I didn't know about the gestational diabetes. I didn't know it was so many tests. First of all, for pregnant women, um, but the orange stuff, like the different chemicals that they have in it. One of them is like um, arsenic, and it's another one that actually contributes to fatty livers and stuff. So I found that information on her page and was able to take the test with an alternative because I still wanted to know because my mama said she had gestational diabetes, so I wanted to make sure I didn't get it, you know. But
Yeah.
let me go and let you go. I'm
No, you
sorry.
good. You good. And that's the thing. Like all of these things is like stuff that my wife actually goes through with the come in every 2 seconds question of what they want to do or what they possibly should possibly do with the baby. Nope, nope, nope. We don't want
Like,
that. Nope. That
you don't
is,
want that?
yeah, especially that orange.
Yeah.
She's really
Yeah, that orange
cognizant
stuff, no.
that glucose. She like my wife having me.
Yeah.
So like without my wife, I wouldn't of that you.
Right.
Nope, nope,
I
nope,
definitely
nope.
want to talk to her because
hmm
she's going in on the chat, and I'm
Yeah,
trying
she
to read them all, but
don't play around when it comes to this subject. For me,
for
like
hours.
hours, hours going
Yes,
in.
this
So
this
I'm at
baby stuff, like I'm
yeah,
just so wrapped into it. I know, like it probably has to do with how much I'm into the divine feminine and everything, but like I'm so wrapped up in it, and I'm just so shocked at some of the things that have happened and that that have uh that they doing to us, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know this was going on. Like, of course you wouldn't know until you have a baby, but or bring it upon yourself to do the research and like
right, right. Yeah,
I
if you
really
don't
hope
do
it's
no
like people
research
that
and then you don't know, then you subject your baby to all types of crazy stuff, you know, and that's
so much.
so
Like I'm
much.
even in the point position right now. Like I don't know what y'all thinking about it, but like the Social Security, like they
Mm,
give you the paperwork at the hospital, and I'm like, and I know you have like 10 days in order,
mm-hmm,
before you turn the information in,
mm-hmm,
like before, like after the baby is born and everything.
mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering if I should even do that to my child. Like he gonna be on the stock market. Like
Yeah,
give him a Social Security number.
all I'm gonna say is
But
do as much research as you can. If you got 10 days, that's a good enough time to do. Or you make it, it. Like I said, it can get deep, deep, deep. But the more
real,
research
real
that
deep.
you do, the more confident you're making your decision. The less research that you do, you might be more in particular fear tactic, pressure, and stuff like that. But if you
Yeah,
do the same way as you're doing your research with Sacred Birth Do, all of your other mommy resources, thing is you, it can't be no clear
yeah,
cut answer for everybody, but make the right decision out and back. And I've been live
yeah,
like that as things that I do. Ooh. And it's, I don't even say shit. Like, you know what I'm saying, to certain things like that because it's just, you don't even need attention to because you arguing with a person that
yeah.
makes you learn.
Um, I know it's just so much that I've been thinking about, but like I know for sure the vaccine's not happening. I've done plenty of research on that, so I understand that's not happening. Not doing that, and um, of course the placenta and everything. I just feel like it's so many things I want to do, and like I want to make sure I avoid, but I know I'm not going to be able to do everything, and I'm trying not to get myself in that position where I'm like, oh, I really wish I did that, and like
But you're
make
not gonna feel
spoke
like
in that
that.
energy.
You
So
wouldn't feel. You wouldn't never feel like that You always gonna. But the more if you
Yeah.
stay in a spot where you don't do anything, then you can easily reflect on that. Take the little bit of time and energy you have to do the little bitty things that you can't feel too energy at the same time. Like did this when you actually doing the best that you present. Like we said, stay present.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to let you go. I'm sorry. I know it's probably
Good.
other people behind me, but
Good.
I'm gonna go ahead and and email you and your wife. I'm emailing your wife too.
I'm gonna shoot you her number. Once I just want your email. I'll
Oh, okay. 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 All right. Bye
all right,
bye.
Michelle. Let us
You
know how it goes.
okay? Bye bye.
713. You tapped in with the head mystic.
What's going on, Hood? What's happening today, man?
Chilling, man.
Lionel.
What's up, Lionel?
Woo, boy, that girl can talk. I don't know how she got pregnant. God damn, with all that. I'm just playing, sister. I'm just playing. Really jokey joke, baby. I'm just playing. Yeah, I done been there with them sisters. Woo, can go. That nigga got to be your soul, mate. Listen, that was. I'm just playing, sister. I'm just playing. Go on, lay. But hey, Hood.
What's good,
Have you ever
man?
heard of this movie called I say
You at the
the
gym?
fish that say Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The fish that say Pittsburgh.
I heard of it. Refresh my memory.
Okay, this is a movie. Came out in '79. And Dr. J was the star of this. You know, Dr. J
Okay,
was the
yeah.
Jordan of his time.
Yeah, I remember.
And it was he played for the team called the Pythons. Now, this is my favorite movie as a kid because I was just a huge Dr. J fan before Jordan came out. But I've been wanting to find it, but they don't really never show this movie, so you might have to buy it or find it somewhere where you can rent it or whatever. And if you can look at the trailer on YouTube, it'll give you a little breakdown. He played for the Pythons. You made me think about this when we was talking about Kobe and the Coronas.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they named it after Kobe. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he got the crown.
Mm-hmm.
The crown.
Mm-hmm.
Christ on the crown.
Right.
A crown of thorns.
Mm-hmm.
And the Pythons, they had this little young dude, Rodney Allen Rippey.
Mm-hmm.
He was telling Dr. J, hey, man, the reason y'all ain't winning, y'all got a lot of talent, but it ain't lining up astrologically. You need to get the Pisces on here.
What?
So, the Pisces represent Jesus and all that.
Uh-huh.
So, basically, I ain't seen this movie in a long time, so
Right.
I want to see it again.
Right,
I ain't
yeah.
seen this shit since I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
But the Python.
What was the name of the movie?
The fish that saved
The
Pittsburgh.
fish that saved Pittsburgh.
The fish that saved Pittsburgh. Okay, yeah, that sounds like some country shit for real, for real.
This was the shit back in the day. Now it's gonna be a little dated.
Uh-huh.
This Dream.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, guys?
What's going on? It's gonna be a little dated because it's on some '70s, early '80s shit. It's gonna be a little dated.
Mm-hmm.
But even if you see the trailer, you're gonna get it because they had to find all these Pisces. One was a magician, one was an Arab, one was this.
Crazy.
And so basically, it was about the Python rising up to the Christ energy. And Dr. J had the afro. He was known for the afro, his crown, his halo.
Right. Right.
So I was just really thinking about that when you was talking about Kobe, the black monk, the crown.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's on
check that
point,
movie
man.
out.
Hell yeah. That's a jewel.
Yeah, I gotta check it out for sure. Yeah, that's.
And then Dr. J was a 76er. That's 13.
Yeah, he was in Philly.
Yeah, that's a
Philly.
13. Yep. Yep. All these synchronicities, connections.
God,
yeah, man.
damn.
Yeah, man. This hood in the afternoon. Man, what it is, family.
Crazy.
And you already know
I
Pittsburgh just got that Vulcan energy. Oh, so, go ahead, Dream. My
Oh
bad.
yeah, the steel.
No,
The
I was saying
steel.
I had
Oh
came back.
man.
No,
Yeah.
but that's good. That connection too, that Vulcan energy too, man. That's crazy.
Great. What was you saying,
Man,
Hood?
you know,
I
I
mean, what
had
was you
came
saying,
back
Andre?
several times back and forth, and I was like, dang, this nigga still on? I said,
Man,
God damn, I gotta
man,
tap back in,
man.
man. But yeah, man,
It was it
that's
was
how these
epic.
mornings be flowing, huh?
That's
Hood?
how yeah, there was a thing where it's just like I'ma really just listen and observe, and
Yeah.
it's a thing like I don't really have nothing to do today. My wife and two of my kids is out of town. I'm just about to hang out with my oldest kid. But other than that, I'm just listening. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, fuck it. If that's what it is, that's what it's going to be. And it would be like I could connect all of this stuff to Kobe though. It would be great.
Hey, and see how it all falls in alignment? The whole 823 gang is on this thing. That's
Man,
crazy.
at the
Yep.
end of it to send it off. You feel me? Like, man.
Hey, Dream.
Mhm.
You left-handed.
What's up? Yeah, I'm
For real?
left-handed too. Yep.
That's
Yep.
fucking crazy.
Yep. I'm left-handed too. Yep. Left-handed. That's
That's
crazy. Yep.
crazy as shit.
Yeah, that left-hand path is in me for real, man. Now, when y'all had brought that up that last show, I was like, wow, this is some magic stuff. We got to tie into these connections,
Man.
and this could be like a thing, a mythology, a triplet thing, or you know what I'm saying, one of those type of things that we got to really dive into.
Man.
But that everything you did this morning, Hood, with the Kobe thing was on point. I was trying to listen back to it. I gotta listen again.
I gotta
But
end
when you
it for
sent me
people
that
to
link,
listen. Yeah.
when you
What
sent me
link did
that
I
link,
send
I was
you?
like, oh, that's dope.
I sent you a couple. I've been sending you a little others. I've been sending it. I think I sent you
Yeah.
the Kobe shit. And then I sent you another link. I'm trying to remember what I sent, but it'd be so much
Yeah.
information, so many downloads, bro. And I just was like, man, this don't even make no sense to me. Like so when I seen Kobe with the interview with the dude just sitting there and they talking about they invested 100 million and flipped it to 2 billion, I'm like, oh shit.
Mm.
And Kobe just
Yeah,
looking
that
like
sounded yeah, that was some real shady stuff for real. For real. That sounded like I was like, wow, okay, so there's something else that's happening. So yeah, I'm gonna look more into it though. But man, I didn't even. I just wanted to say good in the afternoon, man. I got
shit to
some
do.
things to do, get
Yeah.
into. But man, I appreciate y'all, man, and
Yeah,
the
for
bills and
sure.
all of that.
For sure. Thank you for calling in, and thank Lionel for calling in. All three of us need to do
Hey,
something.
All right, Dream.
Lionel, we got to do something. Hood, text me your number, but we got to do something. All three of us kind of collaborate on something where we just let the energy flow and we can just make something happen with this thing for real.
I'm about to ask
All right,
Lionel
bet.
mad questions and just have him talk and just be laughing the whole entire time.
I got one thing. One more. The people. What's the dude who fucked over Kobe?
Jeff Steibel.
Was it the guy? Steib.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if y'all want to send him some negative energy, I'm telling you, get that cottonmouth. Google a cottonmouth action figure. Purple and gold.
Mm-hmm.
Cottonmouth. It's purple and gold.
What?
Put action figure because probably the Luke Cage gonna come on, but put the action figure.
Mm-hmm.
The cottonmouth action figure.
Mm-hmm.
Get the purple and gold one. Put it on your altar. And also, what I'm gonna get, I ain't got it yet. Get the go to the toy store and get you a black snake.
A black snake.
Get a black snake, a rubber snake. You know when you was a kid.
Yeah, I got
you
one
a big
already. My Kundalini. Yep.
Okay, yeah, that represents the black mamba. And you can send cottonmouth at them. You can send doggone. There could be snakes on the plane. You can send that doggone black mamba at them.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to fuck them up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
You know, you can send that energy at them, or you can use it for your own protection.
Right.
However you want to use it, you know.
Right.
Because cottonmouth bites motherfuckers' heads off. So,
I gotta do my research.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right,
and all of
man.
this stuff is in alignment because we do have to be protective of our A23 essence at the end of the day. So when we do line all this stuff up, like with Pop Smoke and Kobe and everything, we still have to look at this thing in totality and say, okay, maybe this thing is about this particular day and these guys coming in during this regular star, because there is no coincidence
We
and then
all
everything
left-handed.
lining up like that. We do have to we got to look for Seth Curry, see if something happens to Seth. Not something particular, but like if he go off in a game or something like real crazy. You know, Jeremy Lin, he's overseas. He's Asian. He A23 guy too.
What?
You know, this thing is lining up. He overseas now playing in the coronavirus.
What?
Yeah, so
Oh,
it
man.
gets deep, but you know, we're gonna let the thing flow how it flow, but we definitely seeing this thing in full effect
One
is gonna
more,
help
one
us
more
and a
thing.
lot of people drive home.
One
Yeah,
more thing.
good.
Emmett Till passed away on August 23rd. So that whole
Man, I'm about to hang the
situation.
phone up. You lying?
Man, look at the gravestone.
Ew, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So we
yeah.
got see that's deep because we got to tie in. See, this thing can get into a spiral effect, but yeah, you
It
already
could
know
get
how this thing can
crazy.
go.
It could get crazy, fam.
Yeah,
So
so
look,
that'll be a whole thing and
man.
lining this thing up and and just creating this power for this 823 energy anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is. It's here now. So fuck it. Gravitate towards it. Meditate on that soul star chakra. You know, tap into that subconscious mind and get it in.
Yeah, it's time, man. It's time
Feel
to do work, man. All of these coincidences don't make no sense, man. But thank y'all for tuning in, bro,
Hey,
and thank
Hood,
y'all for
you
calling.
you and Dream, you and Dream ever heard of the Feast of Neteru?
I haven't.
Okay, that lines up on August 23rd too. That's an ancient Kemetic holiday, ancient Kemetic feast of the gods and goddesses.
Shit.
Oh shit! You done fucked my head up now. Now I'm gonna have to do. Nah, you don't need to tell a nigga like me that, because I'm already I already feel myself.
Yeah, just Google ancient Kemetic holidays.
Yeah. Is it
Feast of
around
Neteru.
Patah? Is it around Patah at all?
All the gods and goddesses.
All of them. Shit.
Say Hood. Say Hood. I don't need that information.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I'll go wild with this thing. I'll
Hey,
start
Dream,
telling people,
your
hey.
woman.
I'm gonna turn the Shaka
the girls
Amos on
lined
you
up for the feast
niggas.
You should say it again, Line.
I'm gonna go ahead
Your
with
girls. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
No, your girls line up. Dream. I saw a thing yesterday, and she said her birthday was October the 7th. Hers line up. Feast of my yacht.
Yeah, man, this thing be in alignment. We be thinking we made the choice, but shit, we just walk in this path that we set out to happen.
Yeah. Two more things I got to say. The brother, the 6'6" brother from Baton Rouge, I understood what he was feeling. I felt that way before. A lot of times when you walk in this path, you'll feel that way. And all he got to do is go to Marshall's, TJ Maxx, and get you some rose water. A little bottle of rose water. It's going to be in the women's section where they sell the perfume and the cosmetics, the soap and all that. Marshall's or TJ Maxx. It's like $6.99. Grab that and spray it on your heart chakra and spray it over your body, to raise your aura, and also take spiritual baths.
That's a fact.
To raise your vibration with that, because
that's a,
and another thing, a king is without honor in his own home, so he probably get more love when he stayed in Houston than in Baton Rouge, Because motherfucker remember some shit you did from 3rd grade. God damn, really?
Hold it against you. You used to eat, you used to eat boogers, nigga.
yeah, exactly. You pissed on yourself in the 1st grade. Like, God damn.
You can't live shit down. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's powerful.
And the brother in New
Yeah,
York,
man, yeah. But yeah, Stray just said, I didn't realize that was you, Stray. He said he sent me his address that was 823. Man, and then it was funny. Some people, a whole bunch of people been sending me stuff on this 823. I'm like, damn,
Yeah,
damn, damn.
yeah.
So man, hey,
It's a weird
hey,
little
man, you know,
frequency. It's the new
yeah, you know what
It's
it
the
is.
new 1111. But Famo, I gotta
Hey, hey.
my son looking at me, he about to kill me. So I'm about to go here. He about to literally kill me, like for
No, I feel you,
for
man.
lack of
But all right,
nutrition.
y'all
So
hold it down.
all right, fellas,
I'm
man,
gonna
y'all
catch
have a
y'all.
good one
I'm
now.
gonna catch up to y'all, man.
All
All right,
right,
y'all.
All
peace.
right, bet.
Peace out. All right, all right, y'all. 3 hours and we about to go get something to eat. Or really, really hungry. And we'll see you guys on the flip side. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. we'll be discussing the full moon. So we won't be doing the 8 a.m. tomorrow. We'll be doing 8 p.m. But thanks for everybody that now y'all can tune in to the replay and catch the information about the Kobe virus. Thanks to the